The 2023 New England Patriots team was one of the worst in franchise history, especially on offense. There was injuries, there was not really a whole lot of talent, and of course the play calling was pretty atrocious. Enter Drake Maye, enter a brand new franchise-type quarterback in Drake Maye, and maybe you have something. Now the problem is, they still are lacking talent, especially a pure superstar, especially at that wide receiver position. They added Jalen Polk, they added Jeromepkr, some decent jump ball type receivers, and maybe that's enough, because once again, the Patriots, even during the Tom Brady years for the most part, really thrived on having those number 2, number 3 type wide receivers, and just, a death by 1,000 cuts type of offense. I still feel like they should add someone a little bit better than that. I feel like maybe a DeAndre Hopkins would have been a nice little addition to this team, even just to get Drake Maye going. But obviously he's a Titan. Obviously things worked out pretty well for him. And the offense is just what it's got. Of course, Kendrick Bourne, a decent player. Same with Juju Smith-Schuster, Osborne even. But once again, at best, number 2, number 3 type wide receivers. No real true number 1. On paper, obviously, Polk, Jeromepkr, who knows? Maybe they're going to be great, like I said, jump ball type receivers, so that'll at least help when it comes to, having a catch radius. Don't have to be perfect as a quarterback. Running back, Ramondre Stevenson. He's a pretty good running back. I actually like him, and I think he's fun to watch. They added Antonio Gibson, who is, ironically enough, probably their fastest player on their entire offense now. Then the offensive line. Not a great offensive line either. I believe 20% of their dropbacks last year were pressured. And it's just, how can you play quarterback like that? Obviously, Mac Jones wasn't great anyways, but it's not an ideal situation. Tight end, obviously, Gesicki wasn't great. Hunter Henry, if he stays healthy, he's serviceable. But once again, none of these players are above average. Really, none of the skill positions are above average outside of potentially Drake Maye. But once again, all potential. And then defense, despite a lot of really big injuries like Judon and Gonzalez, they were actually a pretty good defense still. All things considered, when you have a really bad offense, you have a lot of injuries on defense, and once again, lacking those superstars really on this side of the ball too. When you take away the equation of a guy like Judon, they did pretty well, all things considered, but their biggest position, their best player, Jabril Peppers. Say what you want about the New York Giants, but man, they know how to either draft or just straight up develop safeties. The problem is they don't know how to keep them. They usually end up getting rid of them, and Jabril Peppers was great for the Patriots. 86 overall is pretty good, but I would love to see a dev up from him, because I think he deserves, maybe he doesn't deserve superstar. It's pretty damn close, though. Christian Barmore, obviously, had a really good year, too. 78 overall is criminally low, but I don't want to change ratings unless it's, so clear-cut, obvious, which even then, he probably does deserve at least an 84, 85, but not going to change him there. The rest, we could use some work. Linebackers, Tavai, he should be a higher overall. He should be a higher dev. Looking at cornerbacks, Jonathan Jones has always been an above-average corner. Never an elite corner, but an above-average one. With Christian Gonzalez, if he plays like how he looked before the injury, they should have a pretty good cornerback duo, without a doubt. Definitely some positions that need to be fixed. Obviously, Uche, it feels like, once upon a time there was a chance that he was going to be a really good franchise edge for him, and they're still trying to, keep it going, giving him, a 1-year kind of prove-it deal, but I'm not sure what's going to happen here. And then Judon, obviously, his age is catching up with him. He's 31 years old, probably 32, maybe even 33 in real life, and even in terms of Madden, maybe he has 1 or 2 really good years left in him, so looking at the squad, what we need to replace, right end probably, DT probably, corner because Jonathan Jones is 29, 30 years old, so it's not going to be much longer as a starter. And then obviously we could use a strong safety because Duggar, he's a little older, but more importantly, he's only 83 overall, doesn't really have much zone coverage. And then we have the middle linebackers. Tavai we might be able to keep around for a while, but Bentley probably needs to be replaced, Uche probably needs to be replaced, and then Judon, the age, will catch up, you would assume. And then offensively, majority of the line, you could argue 4 offensive linemen. Maybe we'll see what Cole Strange does. Tight end, at least a wide receiver or 2, maybe running back. There's a lot to develop. Of course, we have 10 years to do that, so we'll be fine. Before we go on to simming that first season, though, we're going to show you guys some of the ratings from these rookies. Of course, this is its VIX class. Obviously, we have to insert the devs that we think are, what they should be. I think Drake Maye will probably be a star dev to start Madden. Of course, a little bit of athleticism as well. The Patriots really haven't had that kind of at quarterback in a while. I guess really since sort of Cam Newton. but the upside of the passing game really wasn't there with him. Polk, you could argue maybe star dev, but I'm keeping him at normal dev. I think this is where he's going to be for next Madden. Not the most athletic guy, can maybe argue a couple of extra points in the attributes for athleticism, but this is how I would probably rate him too. I think a little bit higher in the jumping, though. I would say definitely a little higher in the jumping. And then Javon Baker, another, wide receiver on this team. Should be a little bit higher in the catching as well, but, they have a type, and their type is not super athletic receivers. Obviously, Tyquan Thornton is a little bit of an outlier of that. Defensively, didn't really have much of a defensive draft at all, to be honest. It's really just all offense, even their left tackle, Caden Wallace, who I think might even be, or just turned 24 in real life, but kind of keeping it in line with what the ages were for this draft class. And then you have Robinson here, who maybe even projects to start, but yeah, let's start him, I guess. And then really the final thing before we sim this season. You guys have been enjoying the 10-year rebuilds lately, it seems, and if you want to continue to see more, maybe leave a like if you enjoy them. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your support on the channel. But more importantly, let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see next. I mean, this was almost a Packers rebuild because it was suggested that I do the Packers, basically. And I was like, you know what? They've seen enough Packers rebuilds. I'm not going to do it. But honestly, if there's no suggestion for a team that makes sense, it's happening, damn it. It's the damn Packers. We're doing it. Especially since they just lost 38-7 against us in preseason. If that isn't a reason to do the 50th Packers rebuild of the year, I don't know what is. And adjust some contracts. It's kind of crazy how desperate the Patriots are, giving Hunter Henry like a 3-year 37 because he was okay. I don't know, dude. This Patriots team is insanely desperate. I think they need to go away from that. It didn't really kind of work, but like the whole do your job mentality where like almost anyone is replaceable and just do what you got to do. I mean, it didn't necessarily work. It didn't necessarily not work, but I also don't think you should be overpaying because you're desperate. I don't know. I just throw a dart on the wall and just hope something sticks. Yeah, not particularly a great season. Changed the playbooks a couple of times and nothing really seemed to work. We're going to be going 5-12, which is going to give us a top 5 pick, I would imagine. And I don't expect the Patriots to just go from like worst to first or anything like that, but a little bit more wins than that, maybe. I mean, maybe not. Like I said, it is kind of lacking the star power, if you will. Drake Maye, 28 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 3,500 yards. I truly think that would actually be considered a really good season with the current landscape of this team. Stevenson, not bad, kind of on par with what he's been doing in real life. Hunter Henry out of nowhere with a bunch of touchdowns, but Polk, 8 touchdowns, 952 yards. That'd be one of the best wide receiver 1 type seasons we've seen in a while for the Patriots. Blocking really wasn't that great, but the guards were actually decent. And then you look at defense, Tavai, be nice to see a dev up there. Judon, 9 sacks, wanted more. Uche at 6. When you put Uche at 6, you would expect Judon to be at 12 or more, right? Speaking of more, Barmore, 4.5, 14 tackles for a loss. And once again, lackluster on the defensive side. Ryland was great. Behringer was pretty good as well. And, I mean, maybe we got Rookie of the Year for a quarterback, but outside of that, can't imagine much went our way. And even then, number 4, no, not even number 4, all the way to number 8 would have been Keon Coleman that deserved the award more than anyone because the rest aren't really rookies anymore. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, Colson, deserving, in fairness. Quarterback, number 10. Running back, no. Wide receiver, definitely not. O-line, maybe somebody. Nope. D-line, nope. Linebacker at number 7. DB, no. And then kicker, number 2. Not even winning best kicker at 8-8 for attempts to completions, if you will. Completions. Completing that kick through the upright. The Jets versus the Vikings in the Super Bowl. I actually almost did a Jets 10-year rebuild because I kind of wanted to see, can Rodgers win a Super Bowl, and then what happens once he's gone. But they didn't win it, I suppose. The Vikings ended up winning that, so I guess still could be on the list. Dev-ups for the offense, unfortunately not going to exist. I was really hoping Polk would have got a dev-up. Got the sliders about 154 for wide receiver, so would have loved to see a little more than that, but didn't really see it. And then defensively, I mean, just nothing. So the entire season arguably wasted because we didn't get a single dev-up, and the overalls didn't really move too much in a positive way specifically, but We got that draft pick, I suppose that's something. Then as re-signings go, we don't really have anybody. We, made those moves like Duggar, the 4-year for 58, and, Hunter Henry, the 3-year, like nearly 40. But, yeah, let's see negotiations anyway, see if there was anyone that wasn't listed. Milton should be on the roster a little bit longer, so I suppose we'll change that. But outside of that, there's not really anybody, leaving. Free agency, Mata BK, I believe, already got paid, right? I don't think there's... I think he's been paid. David Bakhtiari. Amari Cooper, I really would not want to do a 4-year deal. But if we can find a way to get Amari Cooper on this roster, I mean, this is kind of the type of player we're looking for. That's never going to happen. They're offering him crazy money, which is really weird, really weird because they're a team that just won the Super Bowl. So usually you don't think of a team that wins the Super Bowl, A, needing a wide receiver, but B, having the money for, the top name in free agency. But that's their prerogative, really screwing us over for debatably zero gain. David Bakhtiari, I still just don't know if I believe in his recovery. I really don't. But if there was ever a team that would make sense to give him a chance... this would be that team, I think. $22 million is a lot of money. But if there was a team that would give him the chance, it would be a team this desperate for any sort of, all-pro type player, especially on the offensive line. Shaheed, I think, would also be a very good fit. But you got Bourne already on contract. You got a bunch of younger guys that still need time to develop. So, I mean, you argue drafting a guy in the, first round. But I don't know about signing one of these, not so proven wide receivers in free agency. All right, entering the draft with pick number 3 overall. I would love to have Travis Hunter. I just don't think they're going to allow it, but I will take a look at the Saints and the Panthers, see what their needs are, see if there's anything that's possibly able to be done. Probably not, but so they need wide receiver. They don't really need corner, and he's listed at corner. Neither really needs wide, cornerback. Technically, I mean, can we get lucky? I don't know. I've seen him go as far as 2. Usually goes 1. We're praying. Please. No shot. He made it to 3. He made it to 3. Travis Hunter's the choice, and I think we're going to be putting him at wide receiver. I believe that's going to be the move. Travis Hunter. 96 speed, 96 excel, 96 jump, 94 change of direction, 94 agility. We locked out. Like I said, I've seen him fall to 4 or to 2. I've probably seen him fall to 3. I don't know, but that is a steal. Welcome to the squad. All right, we have pick 3 in the second round. I should really have checked to see if they have any extra picks. These teams that are lower in talent seem to have an extra pick sitting around. I'm not really sure what we want. We obviously could use an offensive lineman, but we got David Bakhtiari. Am I really that pushed? Of course, really good wide receivers still there. Pisses me off quite a bit. Tight end, we do have Mitchell Evans, 6'5", 21 years old. He's decent, but I don't really like him as much as if there was Taylor was still there, I'd probably take him. Be real, but I'm not sure what I want to do. Offensive lineman is still intriguing, but it's C4's class. It's a user-created class. A lot of user-created classes have normal dev. And I've talked about it before. It really should be how it is. But the problem is you can't really develop normal dev linemen into Superstar Pluses. So, you're kind of banking on getting better than that. Ooh, Burke. There's some value there with pass rush. I might actually go pass rusher here. I think that might be our best value. There's some corners, obviously. We've seen those. But I think Burke I like a lot. Start over Uche, maybe even. Let's see how good he is. So 21 years old, 6'6". Yeah, I've seen enough. Hidden dev as well. Nice. We're having a pretty good draft. Maybe not the quantity we're hoping for, but the quality. And this was kind of a tough decision, but I like the strength and size of Hutchmacher, so I'm going to go with Mr. Nash. 21 years old. Oh, hidden. I can't remember. This name feels so familiar. I thought this was a normal dev player. But I will take another hidden dev for a team that really could use all the talent it can get. We're moving on to the 4th round, which there should still be someone there. This could be running back for us. We'll see. Best available picks really is how I've been deciding this. At least if it's realistic, at least somewhat realistic. And I think we're going to be going with running back Ollie Gordon. He's 22, but he's got a lot of pretty good ratings, and he's very fast for his size. So Ollie Gordon's going to be the choice. And he's in Dev. I was really going to go with Edwards, but Edwards was gone, and I felt like because we had so many running backs, I'm just going to chill and, just take, best available later on. And then I was thinking, I might move down, wait for Trevor Etienne, or maybe like a Sanders. But then I was like, you know what? I like the speed. And yeah, I mean, just a casual 4 straight hidden devs in a user class. And Slaughter goes, I would have definitely taken him. I know for a fact he's a normal dev, but I don't care. I would have taken him there. I would have done it. I would not have cared. I kind of want to take another running back. O-line. Maybe we go with Dellinger. This will probably backfire on us, but Garrett Dellinger is going to be my guy. It looks good enough. 5th rounder. And he's hidden! Now that is surprising. It's crazy how, I get excited about a 5th round hidden lineman, but, the O-line is where I really just did not expect to get hiddens, at all. Like I said, it's a user class I almost never expected. That genuinely caught me off guard. Is there any other positions? Some of the other players are gone. I might end up going with maybe another lineman, Pounds. I mean, he looks really raw. And then Barham, I put him on the list because of those potentials, but he is on the slower side, so it's like, do I really want to go that route? Do I actually go with Pounds? I don't really like him too much, but there's not many other linemen here, and that's kind of our biggest positional need. I'll go Diego Pounds. Why not? Normal dev. It is what it is. Got some depth. And then with this pick, 11 in the 6th round, I might be going with maybe Sanders even. Okay, Barham's slow, but I'm going to take him. Value looks great. Why not? Normal dev. Change direction sucks, jumping sucks, but speed and excel is actually not the worst ever. So that's okay. And then with the final pick, we have a cornerback Green here. Looks athletic enough. Got some pretty good key ratings. Could be a sleeper. Normal dev. Still probably decent, though. Now, that was a positive experience. That was definitely the type of draft I was hoping to have, and I think we did well. I really am curious, though, to see what Travis Hunter's wide receiver ratings are. We expect him to be pretty damn high here. I'm really curious to see what he is as a wide receiver, because that's what I drafted him as, but just in general, best available pick. If he has to play cornerback, so be it. 81 overall as a corner. 80 overall as a wide receiver. I mean, I think it makes sense to put him at wide receiver. He's really good, and that is our biggest positional need. So, Travis Hunter, the wide receiver. And of course, we move on to Ethan Burke. I really don't know. Do we even re-sign Uche? I think he's on a 1-year deal. 6 sacks isn't bad by any means, but I would rather start Burke. Obviously, star dev, kind of expected it, but he's in dev. That's a win. Automatically, it's a win. Hutchmacher, kind of raw, but actually not too bad. Really strong, obviously, a big dude. Automatic plug-and-play nose tackle for us. And star dev, we love to see it. I mean, obviously, we'd love to see higher, but that's fine. Ollie Gordon, I think he's going to be the starting running back. I think we need to develop someone that's a little... injury, stamina, toughness, not the best, but... we need to start someone that has a much higher ceiling than Stevenson has. Dev, star, I mean, anyone that thought higher than star. You believe more than me, let me tell you that. Dellinger, only a 67 overall. Ratings are better than a 67 overall, though, and he is hidden. Is it right guard we actually need? I can't remember this line at all. I think technically right guard for the future. Barham is actually a 69 overall. The left tackle we had is 67 or 68. I mean, even if they're not the best in dev, maybe not even the most athletic, but there's potential with some of these guys, so we're okay. I mean, even 68 overall for this 7th round corner. Nyland Green. Who do the first 2 teams even take? Perkins and Pierce. I know Pierce is supposed to be a top 3 guy automatically as well, but damn, they got themselves a goon, and then Perkins. First pick in the draft, a lot of speed. I mean, I think we're all happy, right? I think all 3 teams that picked even top 4 are happy. The Texans are pissed. They lost Nolan by a spot, but really everyone's happy in that first 4 picks. All right, we had a pretty damn good draft. Obviously, we have a brand new wide receiver 1. Looks to be the best wide receiver this team will have for a long time. I would imagine X Factor, right? We'll take a quick look, but pretty damn certain it'll be an X Factor wide receiver that we've got ourselves here. And it is. What a goon. Let's take a look at the other players, though. Drake Maye, a 78 overall. Polka, number 2. There's still potential there, but, I mean, I'm not going to hold that many eggs in the basket. It might be another first-round wide receiver next season. Running back 1 is Gordon. I mean, there's a lot of potential there with the speed. Left tackle is going to be David Bakhtiari for a season. We'll see how he plays. If he plays well, maybe we give him another go. Right guard, will it be a long-term right guard? I don't know, but at least he's star dev and he's young. We need a new left guard and center minimum going forward. Tight end, we obviously need a new one of. And then defensively, linebacker 2 for sure. Left out, Judon dropped 4 overall. Strong safety, we'll see. And then right end would be the next move. But yeah, we definitely made some strides this last offseason. Getting, 5 new starters, I believe? 6 new starters, actually. So, pretty good offseason. Jeromepkr gets, obviously, the +3 to finesse and power move, but also completes 1 of 2, getting him 10k XP and a chance at Superstar. Massive dev up. Christian Barmore gets his breakout. He's now a Superstar. And even bigger than that is Drake Maye getting it in the same week. 2 Superstar dev ups in the same week. We have a lot of money, 152 million. Jabril Peppers definitely gets a contract. Stevenson maybe as a backup. Barmore, I think he already got a contract in real life. If it was more than 2 or 3 years, then we'll have to replicate what he got in real life. But I would love to just pay him long-term here instead. David Bakhtiari, maybe. Jonathan Jones, probably not. Tavai, that's a lot, so probably not. Judon's going to be regressed too hard, probably not. So we are losing, a significant amount of starters, but we can do better. And with all this money, if there's even 1 or 2 really good free agents, might be in a better spot than we are right now. Here we are into the playoffs. If we beat the Jets, could have a chance. 9-8 we would be. And we do have a chance. We actually did make the playoffs at 9-8. It might have been the Jets. They went 8-9 if that would have had it. Don't know if there was some tiebreakers in there or whatever, but definite turnaround, without a doubt. Travis Hunter, the clear-cut, obvious reason why that had happened. Wide receivers were mid at best. And now we at least have 1 really good wide receiver. Looking at Drake Maye, 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Really good season there. Gordon, not so great. Hunter, amazing. Probably rookie of the year. Not that it really matters. He's already an X factor. Douglas was pretty good. Polk was pretty good. Hunter was not bad either. Offensive line, looking at the lowest sacks, the interior was pretty good. Tackles weren't that bad, but they are pretty high overall, so I would expect more, but it's Madden, so I really don't. Edge, disgusting. What is this? Jeromepkr was amazing, but what is this? I don't even want to look at it. That's all I want to see. Marcus Jones should be a dev up. Ryland, another really good season. Missed 1 kick out of 2 seasons. Pretty good year for the most part. Defense was really bad, but pretty good year other than that. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. Any awards? Travis Hunter, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jeromepkr, number 1 on defense. Would have loved to see Gordon win Rookie of the Year because, once again, can't go higher than X Factor. Wide receiver was number 6. O-line, no. D-line, no. Linebacker, no. Kicker at DB at number 4. Kicker at number 7. It's a rainy one going against the Chiefs. Definitely a sort of uphill battle. It's kind of like a David versus Goliath moment, but who the hell knows? Maybe the Patriots have some remnants of Brady still in them. Maybe pull out a super upset, but the Chiefs scoring 7 out the gate does not help our cause. We get 7 back, they get 3. We get nothing, they get 7. Before half, though, right before, nice drive, gives them, a field goal, but we take a lead. Down by 5 again, though. Huge drive, up by 3. What is happening? 5 minutes left, we're up by 10. The defense is cooking. They get the stop. We're headed to the divisional round after beating the Chiefs in year 2. This is unbelievable. We held Mahomes to 0 passing touchdowns. Drake Maye outplayed him. Running game wasn't even that good. We had some touchdowns, obviously, but that is kind of absurd. Polk was great. Hunter was all right. Demario Douglas had himself a touchdown. Sacks, nothing really going on there. No picks. Kicking, pretty tame there. I mean, we just outplayed them. Mahomes was locked down. All right, the miracle run. We beat the Chiefs. Who we got to play this time? The Dolphins, the division rivals. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but if you're comparing the 2 teams, I'd rather play this team. Here it is, the divisional round. Literally a divisional round. The Dolphins looking pretty damn good, though. 14-0. We have yet to score. We get a stop. We get some points finally, but it's only 3. Nice touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And down by 10 into the 4th quarter. It's still anyone's game, 4th and inches. I don't want... Stop! What is wrong with this game? I get it. We can't save any more data. I'll fix that in a sec. Like, holy crap. Do they test this stuff? Let's run the ball, 4th and inches. We're going to run as angry as I am with the game. Are you actually genuinely serious? And now oh my God, I'm clicking B to try and... This is actually genuinely a disaster. And we do get the touchdown anyways, even with that wasted down. 3rd and 5 with the stop. Driving down the field, 4th and 2. I think you go for this. If the game literally lets you. I think you go for it if the game lets you. Travis Hunter with a zig. It was always going to be Travis. It's not a great throw, and it's behind the line. I can't even play the game. Maybe should have punted it. I don't know. But they drove down for the touchdown anyway, so I'm kind of thinking that I was the one that was right. Did we get the onside kick? It looks like we didn't, and it was a hell of a game. Almost made the comeback, but not quite. It was, unfortunately, a loss, 28-25. Drake Maye was great. Tua was just a little bit better. And, of course, doesn't probably help that the defense, once again, just can't apply pressure. No picks. No one's really making game-changing plays for this defense. At least the Dolphins are actually in the Super Bowl. Taking on the Cowboys, we'll see what happens there. But at least we lost to the team represented in the AFC Super Bowl side, I suppose, but it is a division rival, so not really super comforting. And they do lose, so, I mean, that's probably the best outcome, right? The team we lost to made the Super Bowl, but they lost because they're in the division. That's, I don't know. Either way, DevOps, Hunter Henry's a superstar dev player, and that's it. Nothing else on offense. Defensively, Hutchmacher goes to superstar. Not really shocked by that, and no other DevOps. Still feels a little lackluster, but I mean, at least you got a DevOps or two. I think we took care of all of our contracts. Ramondre was like a question mark. He's not a bad backup, but I don't know. Uche, I think we'll pay him. Give him that contract as a backup. Cole Strange is a 5th-year option. I don't think so. Jonathan Jones, not super bad, but I think we can do better. And then Tavai, I did try to offer like a 3-year 36. Didn't really happen. I think we might be able to keep him on a tag cheap. That's a lie. Wow, he is something. Yeah, we're losing some starters. Once again, the age has caught up with most of them, so it's not really like we had much of a choice. A ton of money, but is there a ton of options? Nick Chubb, I mean, that is an option. Linebacker, I mean, we would have had to pay him, to vie close to that. So, it is what it is. Stephon Gilmore could return as a Patriot. That'd be kind of crazy. Rasul Douglas sitting at strong safety. I wouldn't hate him as a corner, but he is getting paid a lot of money here. I think maybe joke, but I mean, look at how much money he wants. How much money is this? $16 million. I mean, he is a really good player, so I actually probably am willing to pay that. Nobody. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. The Cardinals are offering even more. Can we counter them? Okay, that's good enough. I mean, I'm not willing to pay any higher than that. Let it be. Stephon Gilmore will be a nice bandage choice, but we can probably draft a wide receiver and then corner in the 2nd round. So that's gonna be the plan, I think. Aleem McNeil. Don't really need DT too bad, so we're chilling there. Mosley, another bandage type of player. We need multiple linebackers, though, to be fair, so we definitely would be smart to come away with at least one off-ball. And we do not get joke. We got a 1-year 6.6 for Tommy Tremble, and then I don't know if we're even going to get CJ Mosley. We have a lot of needs. The Lions are the number 1 overall pick. We are moving on to 25. Cornerback Tyreek Williams was actually one of the guys I had on my list. But there's some other names, and one of them is actually... So, wow, the wide receivers are still there, too. A lot of the guys I have on my list are still here. A little surprising. The cornerback, Keenan James, was on my list. We have Ward, obviously, is our kind of like last line of defense. But either go wide receiver, which we do desperately need, I cannot lie, or you take corner, which we, don't need as bad, because I guess Marcus Jones can play number 2, but do you really feel super confident with that? 6'2", 21 years old. Don't know his combine or his pro day, but solid speed. He's got to be like 89, 90. Don't know if I trust him as much as Ward, though. Also 21 years old, a lot faster. So I'm going to take a chance. Josh Ward. I'm saying I'm taking a chance because we're passing on other positions of need. Josh Ward's the guy. And he's heading. That's a win. And we're probably going to, I think, slow sim it until we're down to like Kent and McNeil. McNeil's kind of like a speed receiver. I don't know what I want to do because, like, if any of these guys are normal, yeah, they'll still have a higher ceiling than Polk, but Polk's 23. I'd probably rather just, like, let him develop. No, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to let him develop. We're going to move on to this pick. And, of course, Dupree and McNeil are still there. Oh, the value. The pure value. But at the same time, we could use a DT. We could use a linebacker or two even. So we could just trade down. Also need a pass rusher, which... Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of question marks going on here. But, man, James and McNeil. I'm taking James McNeil. And he's hitting. I mean... Polk can be number 3, I'm sorry, but I gave them 2 seasons to develop. They went up 4 whole overalls in 2 seasons. That is just not good. That projects to what, like an 83, 84 overall by the time like season 10 comes around, because you have to factor in, obviously, the fact that it's more XP per level up. All of this to move up 14 spots with the Giants, maybe 15 spots with the Giants. Giants maybe helping this team out for once instead of hurting it. And I think with this pick, the choice was going to be Copeland, but honestly, I need a linebacker too. Man, we need a lot. I think it's going to be Copeland anyways, though the value looks great. DeMarcus Copeland. Decently strong, decently fast. Good finesse, good tackle. Boom. And he's hitting another hidden dev. So we traded quite a bit here. A 4th and a 6th this year, and a 7th next year with a 4th 2 years from now to move up to 80 with the Chiefs. Going to be taking a linebacker with this selection. Basically need a starting linebacker. And I feel like it's a worthwhile trade up, which is going to be Greg Carter. Worrisome, very athletic, but worrisome because I only know that he has good zone coverage. We're going to grab him anyways. Normal dev, but once again, really good athleticism. And in the 7th round, I ended up taking a hidden dev fullback, Paul Patterson. Take a look at that draft recap. Cornerback was really good. Wide receiver was really good. DT was okay. And then linebacker, even though he was normal, pretty good. Obviously, Ward was the biggest ticket here as he was, the highest overall. Gotta say, kind of lucked out with this one because there was, kind of a 50-50 in me that was thinking, do I just take wide receiver and solve wide receiver, which we ended up with one that was really good late anyways. He'll be our new number 2 corner. And then McNeil, we ended up with, a really fast wide receiver too. Got ourselves basically, a little bit smaller, but it's kind of another Travis Hunter. Obviously, we don't know what his dev is. Maybe he's also an X-Factor. That'd be kind of crazy if it was, but probably not going to be. Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe superstar, but star dev, yeah, it is what it is. Copeland, is it left end we need, right end we need? He's got really good finesse, so that's not something he needs. Very young as well, which you'd love to see because, he's going to develop quicker and regress less when he gets older. Looking at dev, another star dev. Nothing really too crazy going on with the devs so far. All star devs. Carter, he's all right in coverage. Obviously, his block shed's really lackluster. He'll be the new, I think, number 2 middle linebackers. We got C.J. Mosley. But we do need to look at some of the other choices. Keenan James, 74 overall. Normal dev. Not that fast. Not a bad player, though. Definitely can't complain about him if, that's who you went with. Kent. Yeah, I didn't really care too much about the rest of the players. Was anyone else that I was kind of, missing? I don't think so. I don't think there was, a big choice. We just, we got who we got. Look at the run on linebackers, by the way. That's insane. That is the biggest run of any position in NFL history. It has to be. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 off-ball linebackers in a row. That's absurd. That is ridiculous. Here's the Season 3 team. Definitely need to work on that offensive line, but, we just haven't had the time to. We've had other positions that we need to develop quicker, in my opinion. Also, don't know how I just had this lineup realigned in front of my face like that when I literally just had it McNeil at number 2. The potential there for wide receiver is there. Quarterback obviously looks to be the franchise. Running back hopefully is the franchise. Need a new tight end. Need at least 3 offensive linemen, maybe 4. Maybe 2 to 4 range. Defensively, need a new linebacker probably next season. Yeah, I don't know why this just realigned itself. Hello? Stop, please. Need a new pass rusher. Uche, glad we brought him back because he's back in the starting lineup. And once again, I really don't know why the lineup just changed itself again, but this is the team. Burke with 10K XP. Off to a pretty bad start on the season. Not a big fan of that. Onwenu probably gets a 3-year deal. Cole Strange, maybe we give him a 1 year. David Bakhtiari will give him another year if he wants to stick around. And yeah, a lot of money, just not a lot of talent. And a terrible season. Year 3 was pretty big waste. I'm glad we won the final 2 games, though, to screw up our draft pick that was destined to be in the top 5, I would imagine. Super fun to do that. I mean, just like, useless wins, but good job. Good job. Way to go. But let's take a look at the stats and awards. See if we did anything. Maybe it was just somehow unlucky not making the playoffs. Yards are great. Touchdowns are okay. Picks are amazing, but I would like a little more touchdowns. Run game, I mean, I just don't know how they expect you to develop a running back when they just don't play well. Like, they just suck. Like, all running backs just suck unless they're 90 overall. McNeil was great. Hunter was pretty good. Demario Douglas was pretty good again. Hunter Henry was pretty good. Just touchdowns were low. Blocking, actually pretty low numbers, which is good. On one who got a 3-year 50, and that seems like a steal. Burke was amazing. The rest, not so much. Picks, not so great. Ryland, his worst season by far. Behringer was great. No special teams success. Yearly awards, Jalen Hurts wins MVP. McNeil's Rookie of the Year. Carter's Rookie of the Year. And a bunch of Chiefs winning awards. No playoffs, but we should have some dev-ups. The Raiders versus the Niners in the Super Bowl, with the winner being the Niners by 1 point. What a game. Once again, all the money you could ever ask for and just nothing to spend it on. McNeil goes to Superstar, which is great. We love to see it. Defensively, any dev-ups? Burke does not go up in dev. Carter obviously goes up in dev, but really sucks that Burke didn't go up in dev. Bentley even went up, but a little disappointed. Burke's still, star dev. Really good overall, though, already. He's, obviously the best edge rusher on this team, but still a little disappointing. Barmorley, 84, is also a little disappointing, to be fair, but what can you do? Can't control really anything. It's just sim is all over the place. Re-signed players, I think we've already taken care of them all, but more importantly, please tell me there's someone really good in free agency. Gonzalez wants a 5-year option. You're better off just waiting. Marcus Jones, he's actually a pretty good number 3. If he is willing to take something like this, a 2-year 13, which I think is fair, nope, I would have done it, but that's about it. Any other positions? Not really. So we are moving on to free agency with a lot of money and quite a bit of needs. Here it is, moment of truth. I don't like this already. This looks like crap away. Oh, no. Oh, no. Do you go Dameon Pierce? I don't know. I don't like any of this. Justin Fields at running back. Bryce Huff might actually be a choice here for us as we're so desperate for edge. Although we have a good draft pick. So we're going to have the scout a little earlier than normal. So usually I like to wait till next week, but Huff is actually a pretty damn good player. And, Hutchmacher's a pretty damn good pass rusher. Jordan Davis, even though he's being offered his money ask is a lot, I'm interested a little. Just a little bit. But yeah, I think we need to see what the options are in the draft, especially at edge, before we make any decisions. All right, start of the draft. I think all of our players are like late first round. There really wasn't any of those like classic, round 1 outside linebackers you see all the time. There really just isn't, like I said. So kind of forced to, reach down the line a little bit. And I think it's going to be one of the choices between Pagan, Mann, and I believe... Oh, did the right end go? I think the right end might have went. Yeah, okay, there was actually a right end that was kind of high. I mean, I'm not super fond of some of these players, but I think Luis Pagan, even though he is on the heavier side, he's athletic enough. I think he's going to be the guy I go with, but it's a little too early. I think we could easily get down to 16 or 17 safely and able to take that guy still. Add a little bit more of the draft. We can maybe get some linemen for once, and we'll be sitting pretty pretty. The Jets are kind of giving me what I want, but they're the Jets. They're the interdivisional, and normally I don't really care about interdivisional, but this time I'm actually kind of thinking like they could be trading up for a quarterback. I'm going to go with like the Panthers, I think. All right, we trade a first this, a 5th next, and a 7th the following year for pick 17 and 49 from the Panthers. Ooh, a left end went. That scared the hell out of me. I'm hoping Pagan's there. If not, I'm going to... Yeah, there he is. Nice. I felt pretty bad. Felt pretty dumb, but... Luis Pagan, 21 years old, 6'3", 277, A power move, a C block shed or better, with a little bit of athleticism at that size. It's going to be weird to play outside linebacker, but that's where he's playing. And he's in dev. 83 speed, 89 strength, great excel, change direction sucks. It's going to be weird, but you know what? we got ourselves a hidden dev. What can you ask for more than that? I suppose if that hidden dev were to also be like Superstar Plus, but that's beside the point. I did have a tight end, actually, and he already went, so Max Samuel is likely who I'm going to be taking like late second or something like that. And I think we're just going to move to the next pick. The Raiders giving me basically exactly what I want, so I will be trading with the Raiders, giving me a haul for pick 7 in the second round. See who they end up taking. It is the tight end Trent Knight. And wow, our 1-2 is still there in Matt Barnett. He's 23, though. I don't know about that. Copeland, we already have a Copeland. He hasn't really developed super well, even though it's a one-year thing, but I'm still going to just have to let it happen. Fitzsimmons looks great, too. Pick 17 here. Could go linebacker. I don't really like them. It could go Greg Smith. He's 6'5". He's obviously insanely raw, but those 6'5s are usually superstar. Not always, though. We also have a running back, Mike Bigsby, 21 years old, 5'11", 222. Speed's decent, but once again, looks like a poor man's version of the guy we got, but the guy we got hasn't developed, so maybe you take that chance anyways. What about O-line? 3-4. Ziegler is definitely a guy I want for sure. And then maybe Henry. I don't really like... Do I like Hunt? Jeff Hunt? He doesn't look great, but he's got the size we're looking for. Nah, I'm going to trade down again. Wow, we're actually going to get a third next year from the Steelers and move down here. That is crazy. I mean, I'll take that every day of the week. 10 spots back. They go for a lineman. See what we got. If Hunt's there, I think I'm going to take him, but I think this is probably going to be the tight end because we have no other options. Barnett's still there, by the way, which is kind of crazy, but is Hunt still there? Hunt's still there. I think the tight end will still be there. Taking the shot on Hunt because he's got the size. Hidden dev will take it. All right, here he is. Max Samuel's pretty damn athletic for 6'4". Deep routes a B. You know, a lot of A to Bs, so a lot of Bs minimum. Hidden dev. Ooh. Still got to start him because our tight end position is just, I mean, it's dead in the water, really. There's like no progression. But yeah, I would have definitely preferred if he wasn't normal dev, believe it or not. All right, with this pick, we're going to be taking Ziegler. I think he was the best, like, key rating player that we've seen, so he's going to be the guy. And dev, boom. I don't know how many linemen we need, but 2 hiddens is definitely in the right direction. All right, we end up trading a third and a fourth this year to move up. I don't even know, like 12 spots or something like that. 10 spots, maybe. Either way, we're going to be taking a coverage linebacker, an off ball here with this pick. We also have a center, Cameron Adams. I don't know if I really like him, but here it is. Lonnie, is it Farrell? Either way, 22 years old. Very elite speed. Can he be hidden? He can be. I'll try to change direction, which is pretty big for linebackers. He is insanely athletic. Like, that is ridiculously fast. All right, pick 7 in the 4th round. I don't know how many of our players are going to be left. If there's a running back, maybe I'd take them for the depth. It's a lot of running backs, in fairness. What about the nose tackle? Do you take a chance? He doesn't look like one of those prototypical superstars. But for the depth, do you not? I'm going to take him, Mason. And he's hidden? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. He could be superstar. I don't see it personally, but he very well could be. Let's go to the 6th round, I think, and then potentially make a trade up. Obviously, we have a couple of extra picks for next year, I believe, with the trade downs we made. Roy Thomas was one of the running backs, so I can't imagine there's many left, if any. There is... Oh, this is a type of player that's usually superstar. We don't really need the position, though. Like, we're kind of set at edge. But I'm still kind of curious. I kind of want to get both of these players. I might make some trade-ups. Jake Andrews with 2 5ths next to get 2 high 6 this year from the Giants, who still have another 6th-round pick this round, by the way. UDFA, I mean, that could really go anywhere. But Groves, I'm going to take him. Please be hidden. He is. So we have that depth now. I mean, I kind of felt like he was going to be one of those superstar types. I think he will be superstar. Usually that's what they are, and I knew that was going to happen, but I was like, yeah, I'll just go to the next round. Next 2 picks, it's only 2 away. Of course that happens. Why wouldn't it? Here we go with the draft recap. 76 overall for the left end, who will be an outside linebacker. Hunt, only a 71. Samuels will be a starter. Ziegler, 73. He'll be the new starter at center, I think. Farrell, he'll be the middle linebacker. Farrell. Mason, 71, 70, and then wide receiver. I really want to see what Beach was like. Looked decent. Pretty good player. Obviously, he'll be our new... Is it right out we need? I always struggle on which position is which. I'm going to guess right out. Dev. Star was hoping for something miraculous. Not going to see it, though. 59, I guess. Why not? Hunt, don't really care too much about it. What about tight end? Samuels, ooh, he is really raw, actually. Like, he is really, like, not the best. All it takes one dev up, though. New middle linebacker, Lonnie. Another, similar type that we just got and developed from a rookie. Higher dev, though? No, man. There's always that chance that you're going to get a superstar or an X-Factor linebacker, but not so much luck in this one. I want to take like a Mason and Groves after this because, they had the type, if you will, for high devs. I would suspect star, though. Yeah, star dev. I don't think he'll ever be anything for us, but at least we got depth at the nose tackle position. And then Groves, insanely raw, especially that block shed. This is almost guaranteed to be a superstar. And yeah, like I said, it's almost guaranteed. It really is. And here's Beach, the 71 overall. He was normal, so it didn't really matter too much. It is now season 4. Drake Maye is an 86 overall. Travis Hunter's a 91. McNeil will probably be an 85, 86 by the end of the year. Samuels, if he gets a dev up, that'd be great. If he gets Rookie of the Year award win with some decent numbers, maybe he goes to superstar straight up. Hunt to be the new left guard next season. We'll need a new left tackle, but overall, the offensive line's in a better spot than it was, especially going forward. Running back, we're still, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do. I got Pierce from free agency just now. I almost, bid ward for him, but I don't know if I really like Ollie Gordon that much, but what are my other options? Start a, older Pierce who's barely better? I don't think that's the smartest move. And then defensively, a lot of guys with potential, a lot of guys that, are hidden dev. So it'd be nice to see this edge rush specifically do some things because, I have safety to worry about in the future. I don't want to have to spend another high draft pick on edge. Wow, we have a lot of money, but I also imagine we have a lot of re-signings to take care of. Christian Gonzalez, that is super cheap. Strange, I think we're fine on O-line now. Yeah, I mean, sure, we have a couple of names, but overall, this is just money from not having a lot of great players. But going forward, we will have to start paying some players like Travis Hunter and whatnot. But overall, I mean, yeah, we need more talent. Got to keep drafting and hopefully developing. Gonzalez, great contract there for us. Pierce, honestly, a 2-year 11 sounds like a great deal. 2-year 12, nice. We'll take that. We've got our running back set up looking decent for the next couple of years. Uche, I think it's costing a little bit too much to go for him again. Strange could do that. I don't think we should. Mapu, he's okay, but these are all backups that we don't really need. Duggar, he's way worse than an 84 overall shows. Henry's at number 2 now. Douglas, I would like to keep. A 3-year, I probably should have done a 4-year to be honest, but that's fine. Polk, let's take a look at his ratings because he's actually not terrible. Yeah, he's not bad, but I think we've got our 3 wide receivers. And then David Bakhtiari, if he doesn't retire, maybe we keep him for another year. But other than that, I think we've taken care of what we need to take care of. And the special teamers, which we'll do. Win and in. Will we be able to do it? If not, 9-8. And we do get it. One last hurrah. This is probably David Bakhtiari, so we'll get this going, if you will. Which is definitely the thing. Could get some morale boost here, though, which is nice. Playoffs have been met. We got some morale boost from David Bakhtiari about to retire. We end up sneaking in at 10-7. Really not sneaking in as, we end up with the 2 game lead. But, if we lost, it would definitely have been a close call. 31-6 touchdown pick ratio. Not bad. May, 3,800 yards. Gordon, okay. Maybe all that crap talk is for nothing because this was actually a really good year for him considering he's nowhere near 90 overall. Receivers, Hunter was amazing. McNeil was pretty good. Douglas, not bad. We got a lot of kind of smaller wide receivers, but it's working out. Samuel's just under 700 yards. I don't know if that's going to be enough for anything, really. Center was really good. Could be a dev up. Doubt it. But defensively, Hutchmacher was great. Burke, not as good as he was before. And man, these 3-4s, a lot of 3-4 defense that we've been doing rebuilds of, and they have pissed me off. Either way, yearly awards, Mahomes wins MVP. Samuels wins Rookie of the Year. Okay, I was actually surprised by that. Farrell wins his Rookie of the Year award on the other side. And that was really it. All right, the 88 overall Jets. Who's their quarterback? Quinn Ewers. Okay, they got themselves a quarterback already, actually. Breece Hall. I mean, they got some pretty good players. Mari Cooper's there. All right. They are higher overall than us, even though they were worse in the regular season. Can we win? It's a rainy one. Don't know who gets the advantage there. They got a pretty good run game, so probably them. 14-7, not a bad start. 21-7, 21-14. Still 21-14. 28-14, nice start. One more score could do it. Jets won't go away, though. It's only a 7-point game, and that drive will do it. You can't waste that much clock and still get the touchdown and expect the Jets to come back. There was just really never a chance the moment that happened. Quarterbacking, Ewers was better, but I suspect we had more rushing touchdowns, which we did. We had 3 whole rushing touchdowns to their 0. Receivers, I mean, a lot of guys had touchdowns, but McNeil was technically the best. Defensively, sacks, I mean, some okay numbers. I mean, Mason even got in, somehow got a sack, which is crazy because he's like the rotational nose tackle, which he probably never plays. It's hard enough to get a sack from the nose tackle position, but as the sub-nose tackle, I mean, it might have been like a goal line play, and they did like a play action. I don't even know. But we will continue on, and the one last hurrah will get us some more morale. There you go, 10 more morale. Divisional round, see who we got to play. We beat the Chiefs in the last divisional round, then we beat the Jets in this one. Now it is the Houston Texans. We're still lower overall than them, but they obviously do have some pretty damn good players, especially at quarterback. First quarter, the Houston Texans score the first points. We finally get some points in the second quarter. They are leading again by 7. It's tied up. Right before half, nobody will score. It'll be a tied game. We are up by 7 now for the first time this game. Really good chance here, and we will take that chance. They get a score. We had a chance to put the game away, but failed. And Houston will get the game-tying touchdown. The offense actually doing a really good job, but then, EA is going to put their hand in the cookie jar here. I don't even know what that exactly means at this point, but do you trust the kicker? If you do, you maybe run this ball. And that did not go exactly how I was hoping it would, but they're not even going to try to kick this field goal. I mean, I'm going to kick it. Chad Ryland's my boy. We're going for the game winner. Even if they ice us, I don't care. Oh, maybe they will. Okay, I mean, if they go for it on their own, fair enough. It is from 60, though. Which he doesn't hit? Or do they not even try? Please tell me they tried. Like, there's no way you punt from there. Right? I don't even know, but it's overtime. They're driving down. They get the touchdown. We're driving down. 4th and 1. We get it. And I don't know what happened. I think they won. I really would love to know what happened. Did we just throw a pick? Take a look at these highlights. We threw a pick to Xavier Howard. That sucks. And fair enough. They did kick the field goal and missed. There was nothing unfair here. Finally, a normal sim. I can live with that. Drake Maye simply just didn't do well enough. Threw 2 picks. Kind of lost us the game. It was a tough performance, and he actually did play pretty well, but those 2 picks proved too costly to win. Really no support from the team. Tank Dell went absolutely off, but yeah, it was a fair loss. It wasn't one of those like, oh, they ran out of time instead of kicking the field goal type things. Nope, just a 6-yard field goal, which was too tough to hit. And ultimately, we're going to lose. And we're about to find out if David Bakhtiari is about to retire. I would imagine it's going to say he has announced his retirement, but we'll see. This was my last game. He has announced his retirement from the league. So we need a new left tackle. It'll be the Chiefs versus the Commanders. Who's going to be the winner? It will be the Commanders by 3. Impressive. Let's take a look at the roster, see if we had any dev-ups. Samuels goes to star, which we expected, but was kind of hoping for superstar. Just maybe a little bit, but either way, dev-up, great. We'll take it. Defensively ended dev-ups, Hutchmacher's an X-Factor. The linebacker went from normal to X-Factor right away. That's beautiful. Everyone else, I believe, was, the dev they already were. These are the dev-ups we like to see. Actually, no, he wasn't normal. He was star, so fair enough. But yeah, nice. Star def. We'll take it. All right, negotiations, $185 million. Travis Hunter would probably be cheaper or at least similar just to sign him next season. So we'll wait for that. Other players, a lot of backups. Duggar's not really a backup, but he's, with his zone coverage being under 75, he kind of is, in my opinion, for what I like. So I'm just really hoping we have some options here in free agency, because once again, we have a lot of money, but there's never any really great names, especially at positions we need. Here it is. Maybe it'll be a change. Oh, A.J. Brown and Zay Flowers is crazy. Ellen Jenkins, though, definitely could play tackle. Deron Payne, safety, it's Kyle Duggar. It'd be nice if there was someone younger there, but Yeah, unless you go crazy for wide receiver, which we don't need. I actually really like the guys we have. It's really just going to be Elgton Jenkins, who I do want, because we have all this money. Why wouldn't I just pay $20 million per to have a really good left tackle? And, I mean, I hope we win it. Looks like we're going to win. And we get Elgton Jenkins, of course, as expected. Then Tyler Nubin. He was not being offered by anyone else. He's not the best of overall, but his zone coverage is pretty good at 82 zone. So Tyler Nubin projects to be the starter if things don't go well in the draft, but definitely will look to draft a safety in the first 2 rounds anyways. And, yeah, once again, all of this money, and I'm not seeing free agents that make a lot of sense, and it kind of sucks, but looks like the offensive line's intact. It's not the highest of overalls, but they're all like young, developable guys. Then we look at the defensive side of the ball, and really it's strong safety and maybe right end, because Copeland's taken a little bit of time to develop here, but he's still really young anyways, so, I mean, really is not many positions, just they're really low overalls with decent devs. They just need time. So with Elgton Jenkins and Nubin, we solved some of our issues, but we're now at 26 now. Corner's still kind of an issue, sort of, to play safety, but outside of that, maybe we go with Antonio Gooden. Ooh, I don't really need edge rusher, but the value of an edge rusher at this late of a pick might be too much to pass up on. It very well could be. Cornerback-wise, we have Fisher, who could play safety, and then we obviously have Irvin, who could play corner. It's really weird, but he actually looks really good as a safety. We also do have Manny Ford, who could play safety. A little bit slower, but definitely good enough with the key ratings. Don't know what I want to do here, because, like I said, I like the value of a pass rusher, but right now our right end hasn't really developed super well. Gooden's pretty good. What do you want to do here? It's like, I think you got to trust the edge we have. So it's between Gooden and some sort of DB to play safety. What about other DTs? There's not really many DT options in this draft, though, it seems. So I think I would take Antonio Gooden. That's going to be my choice. If he's normal, I'm going to be really disappointed. And he's not hidden dev, okay? Okay, we can live with it, especially with Barmore really not developing super well. Maybe that's a future-proof position. Let's go to the next round. See if any of those guys are still there that we were looking at. Maybe we just trade all the way up to right now, because we have extra draft picks, I'm pretty sure. Fisher's still there. Irvin is still there. I think when one of them goes, I'm going to draft the other to play safety. We traded pick 58 and 90 this year and a 5th next year with pounds to get all the way up to 38 in the second round. Braden Fisher went. Honestly, I will say I actually did want Irvin the most. I think I don't like the hybrid type, but the guy just looks so good that I just really can't pass on him. So I am going to go with Mr. Antonio Irving. Please be hidden. Oh, that sucks. That is not a fun pick. Now, I'm a little surprised that all of our draft picks are like basically gone here at 23, but Eli Dillon, maybe some linebacker depth, why not? Hidden dev, there you go. And I actually can't trade up to the 4th round for that center. If he's still there here at the literal start of the 4th round, I might make a play. He's not like can't miss good, but he is pretty good, right? Not really much of a run blocker, but his pass block is amazing. Yeah, I think he's definitely good enough. Let's see if we can make a trade to the Bears. I'd be willing to do this, I think. That, I think, is too much. This, especially since it's way further in the future, I think I'll do. We'll end up giving him all that to get this pick, who hopefully is a hidden lineman. If it is, we're developing a lineman in the background where if we can't afford to keep one of the linemen we have, I don't think money's going to be that much of a problem ever, but if we can't afford, we got options. Max Drake, super slow. Forget that guy. Jason Fowler, welcome to the squad. Please be hidden, otherwise I'll be sad. Nice. No sad. Not many quarterbacks left here in the late 7th. This guy looks pretty good, so I'm going to take Scotty Nugent. 90 throw power, a little bit of speed just in case you need a scramble, but really just kind of random pick. Did I have back-to-back picks there and I just simmed that? This is literally what happened when we had that first overall pick before. I never expected to have it, and we simmed right over. I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Yeah, we did. All right. Is this guy good? Nah, it's the quarterback. I didn't want to look at him. I got the gist of it. 90 throw power. That's all I need to know. There's a 77 in there. I think that was the safety, too. Cleary's not the best. Gooden, I think, might be the start. I think. I don't know. I mean, it's taken a long time to develop the guy we got. I really wish this guy was better than Star so I can make a better case, or he would just develop faster in general, but that's not going to be the case. And a linebacker 70 overall. We'll take a look anyways, I guess. Irvin, though, I think he'll be the starter. I think the upside's there. He's normal dev, but he is very, very high of a normal dev. What number? Number 1. Why the hell not? And we'll take a look at the rest of the guys. Eli Dillon. This is one of those types where you get them so late, they're hidden dev. You almost wonder if they are a superstar better. And yeah, I mean, like I said, you almost wonder. Could just be coincidence, could just be random, but it usually is, the case. Fowler, though, a lot higher of an overall than I would have thought, to be fair, but very good pass blocker like we thought. And the dev, probably only star, but you never know. And yeah, only star. Not really getting too lucky with the devs in this one. What do we want to look at, I guess? There's so many DBs. I want to look at Fisher. And then Pleasant was one pick after us, the Lions. Ooh, he was normal. Once again, not bad at all. They won with that pick. Obviously, getting a high potential edge rusher that late is really good. But did we sell with Fisher? 78 overall. Woo-wee! He was 20 years old as well. Okay there. That could have been quite the safety. What's that dev looking like? Okay, it's only star, thankfully, but still, I'm disappointed. And then Ford, who was actually kind of slow, went really late, but he was hitting dev. 77 zone coverage, something smelling fishy. I'm feeling X Factor. Okay, I'm just way off base there. Never mind. It is year 5, and money has still not been a problem. Talent, I can't even say is really that much of a problem anymore either. As the running back had a really good year last year. Maye's an 89 overall. The wide receivers are great. The tight end's a 79 overall star. Offensive line, maybe the right tackle needs to be looked at. Elton Jenkins, his overall is already kind of lower, but 87 as a tackle, that's still really good. Defensively, we're hoping Irvin has a great season. Outside of potentially replacing Barmore and then obviously replacing Peppers soon enough, the team's in a good spot. It's just really the big problem, I think, is the fact that the 3-4, we're not getting those sack numbers that allow us to get those dev ups, and that's really the big issue is edge rush talent or success, if you will. We got some re-signings, but once again, we have another stupid season where we're just playing really poorly despite having one of the better teams in the league. I really don't know what is wrong with the sim in this game, but obviously some really big names here for us. Let's get rid of the one, or not rid of, but you know what I mean. Let's sign the contracts, get them over with, the ones that we have to do. Drake Maye, how many millions is that? Oh, wow, that is pretty low. Let's do 40 per, at least it's a little bit more in line. 40-50 is like the minimum these days. Burke for sure. Gordon, we have no choice. Dellinger, the price is probably too good to pass. And anyone past Dillinger is probably going to be let go. Man, this game, it's weird because, if I play like a quote-unquote skill-based game or even like a normal game of Madden, if I'm making mistakes because I'm ass, I don't get that mad. I really don't. If I get outplayed, I don't get that mad. But when I go 4-13 with a really good team on Madden with a pretty good, playbook, I want to bite a brick. Like, I just want to bite a brick. Or like a curb or something. And, I don't know, man. It is 4-13 with this team. Oh my god, look at this game, man. It's just so cringe. It is ridiculously cringe how bad it is. Oh my. I mean, explain how this is a 4-13 team. I even went with the Chiefs playbook after like the week 7 or 8. The 8th week. And then, we have... How do we go from 4.4 yards per carry to 3.5? I don't know. I really don't understand. The team gets better every year, yet it gets worse. I don't get that. Like, is every team in the league, and look at these numbers, 7.5 for the edge combined. Like, that is... Some of the league's worst pass rushers can luck into 5. Just off of, a blitz happening and they're the untouched men, whatever it may be. A ball, the play takes a little longer to get completed. It's just... 7.5 for those two edge rushers combined is ridiculous. I don't know, man. We got Rookie of the Year with Gooden, though, which is nice. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even saying, like, I'm trying to, hype it up for the video or something. This is literally, when things like this happen in rebuilds, it is the most annoying thing in anything I do gaming-wise. It's hands down. It's not even a question. It is just, that is just the way I feel. Because it's like, we've done the right things, And now it is all up to AI. It's all up to the sim deciding, and I have no control. If I suck in a game, it's because I did something wrong 99.9% of the time. So it's just so annoying when you can't control it. And the Jets at 9-8 make the freaking playoffs and win the Super Bowl. Oh, what a disaster. McNeil went up in dev. I mean, it's a decent season, but I feel like this wasn't even his best season, no? What were those numbers looking like? Probably the touchdowns, actually. It was actually his best season by quite a bit. I don't know why I felt like the yards were lower than that, but yeah, he did have a pretty good season. Deserves the dev up. Samuels now a superstar, 82 overall. Don't get me wrong, the overalls aren't the best, but then you look at a team like the Jets making the playoffs in the Super Bowl and winning it, it's like, yeah, we probably deserve to make it as well then. As far as dev ups go, strong safety went up in dev, I noticed, and then Gooden goes up to superstar, obviously, with Rookie of the Year. Irving had a chance to go up during the season with a breakout, but failed it. Only went up 2 overalls, but that's probably because he's, a hybrid type, and they're just upgrading hybrid. I think I'm just going to, let's just do it. I was going to say, I'm going to lower his man coverage, make his zone the highest. I'm drafting a guy that I knew was a hybrid. That's just the way it is, But yeah, I'm not really sure what else this team can really add to be much better. I mean, our team's really managing their cap and adding new and better players every year better than us. Like, is that really the case? I don't feel like that's the case, but apparently it is. I don't know, man. 4-13. Like, we're 4-13 bad, apparently. I should have done it before we sim to the, past the re-signing point, because there probably are teams that did lose some players here, but like, just a quick overall glance. 88s, a couple of 88s and 89s. But the league average seems to be 86, 87. And obviously, once again, we did win, we won some games and whatnot. But as far as, like, how consistent we've been in the playoffs, not very, right? So we'd have a lot more XP if we actually made the playoffs as often as we really should. Either way, $60 million and not really many negotiations, right? Like, Ward will just sign next year. Peppers has regressed. Baker, he's gone. Green got a dev up, but at 26 years old, I don't even see him valuable as a backup. Just sign some, like a Jonathan Jones again, like we just did there with Mentor as our number 3. So don't really think that's a play we're going to make. $60 million, and there might be some names coming up, but I'd feel pretty comfortable spending even like 40 here. So we still have a little bit of money. If we want to spend 40 mil, I think that'll be fine. Should have even a little bit more now. 60 mil, I guess not. The reserves didn't factor in or something like that. Tight end, don't need it. Teller, he could help, but don't really need him either. Sweat. Our pass rush does suck for some reason, but I don't think, signing a new guy that's worse than the guys we already have is going to help that. And you can see some real-life names here that are actually pretty interesting. $14 million for a new tackle. I'm going to take a look at Onwenu, because obviously he's not going to last forever, and I think the next time he needs a contract is probably when we let him go. Manning, okay, that's interesting. Makai Becton, outside of maybe that tackle, probably not spending much in free agency. I don't think there was any safeties, was there? They were like all like, I guess Justin Reed maybe, or Simmons for on a 1 year. Simmons on a 1 year maybe, but I'd probably rather just draft and develop someone, especially since, we don't really have much to draft as is. We already really have a pretty good team in my opinion, so maybe just trade down, draft a safety. Mike Onwenu is still pretty good, actually. Still not too bad, but he might need a contract soon. He's 8.2 mil dead, which typically means that they're about to be gone. He's not a bad finesse blocker either, but yeah, I think we're just going to roll with what we got. Save some money, I suppose. So we're in the draft with pick 2 overall with this team. Wide receiver goes number 1 overall. He looked okay, but I don't think there's a single generational player in this. Well, maybe there's a quarterback. I didn't really pay attention to quarterback. There could be. Like, this guy looks really good. Maybe there's a generational, but as far as non-quarterbacks go, I don't think there's a single generational player. So with that being said, even though I also do like this wide receiver as well, and I have him on my list, I think we're going to be trading down for a haul with a team that needs QB. All right, the Raiders draft picks here are being probably evaluated pretty lowly, right? 25 this year, 57 this year, that kind of stuff. So with them needing a quarterback, I think that's going to be the team that I trade with. I probably could have gotten more, but 3 first-round picks in somewhat of a weak class outside of quarterback. I think is... Oh, they went with pass rusher, which in fairness, that guy was good. I can't lie. I'm going to move all the way down because I had a lot of safeties that were 1 to 2, so I'm not really pushed too hard one way or the other. Quarterbacks are all still there. I don't know why somebody that doesn't need one wouldn't take one, but sure. Looking at the players, we actually do still have some of the 1 to 2 safeties even here. Corners, I mean, there were some corners that were like safety types as well, and we've got some pretty good draft picks here. With the extra capital, we could easily, move up again if we really wanted to. Like, let's say this Toon guy is the safety we go, and he's not hidden. We could easily double dip, right? I think that's who I'm going to go with, but let's make sure. Paul Kelly's 22. He's also pretty fast. More athletic, I think, than the other guy, but he is a year older, and he's a 2 to 3. This guy, way less athletic. So I would probably, if this guy that we're taking now isn't hidden dev, I'd probably go right over and take Kelly as well. And then if he's not hidden dev, I can go crazy and go for Garner as well if I really want to. But I like Spencer Toon. The size, the tackle, the hit power, the zone, decent enough speed. Just be hidden. Yikes. Okay, so kind of what I talked about is potentially going to be happening here is we're likely going to be grabbing a safety again. I'm not really a huge fan of that. I really wish we could have gotten just him being, the dev we were looking for. Let's go to 47, actually. Let's get even more draft capital and land ourselves still probably a pretty good safety. I don't know if it's going to be Kelly or not, but I mean, there's a lot of safeties here and a lot of corners. I highly doubt they're all gone. Yeah, Kelly's still here, so we ended up getting extra picks anyways. Also looking at some of these cornerbacks, you have like an Aaron Savage and Emmett Watkins, both with A zone coverage. Both athletic as well. I mean, I'm not sure if they're hidden or not, but it's just annoying that like grabbing actual safeties usually is just not a smart move compared to drafting a corner to play safety. But I think I'm going to still double dip into the safety spot itself and take Paul Kelly, who of course is hidden dev. I knew I should have just went with my gut and just said, take a Paul Kelly. Instead, we land with what we land. Even though, we don't really need safety anymore. If any of those corners are still there, I might take one. Oh, who's this? Who's this? 22-year-old Clyde English. Looks pretty athletic, actually. Pure value, question mark? White, I don't know if he's actually good zone like the other guys, so I actually might take that damn tight end, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, Mackey. Pure value-wise, Jonathan Mackey's my guy. Look at him. Look at the speed he had. I can't see it now, but 4.69. Damn, he's good. I almost missed that guy. I completely forgot because it's not really a positional need. If he was there, I'm like, I'll take him, whatever. But see if that tight end's still there. He is not, which is fine. I don't really even need him anyways. Linebacker. I kind of want McLeod, but he's like a later choice. D Branch looks pretty good, actually. JP Taylor looks really good. Luke Rogers looks good. Yeah, if you need O-line, I would definitely recommend just focusing, having your scouting focus on inside linemen. It's just so good. D Branch looks really good, though. I don't know if I'm going to go with him, though. 6'4", 22. There's so many other options. If not him, I would probably say Jenkins is my second highest. 22 as well. 33 reps. And then you have Luke Rogers, also like kind of just built to play center. 21 years old is definitely... Oh, he's strong. Yeah, hidden dev, 90 strength, strong. This is quite a haul. I had to give the Niners 2 4th rounds next year, a 6th and a 7th this year, and a 7th 2 years from now to give his late 3rd round. And look at that cap room they have. Negative 177. And you're trying to tell me that we're one of the worst teams in the league. We're the second worst team in the league when there's teams that are negative 200 mil. Surely that's the facts of life. I ended up trading up because this guard is still really good. Brian here, Jenkins is still here, so I'm going to take him. That sucks. I mean, it's just like, what can you do? That guy looks amazing. I mean, he's amazing looking. I don't know what you want from me, right? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Both running backs still there? They are. I think Turner is better. So, with that being said, I'm going to play my odds. Is the linebacker still there? He is. And take Joel McLeod and then trade up if one of the running backs goes. Please be hidden. Another normal, damn it. Still, once again, really good players. It's just happen to not be hidden dev. And we actually have both running backs still here. They both look good, but I think you'll also agree that one just looks significantly better. I'll let you guys decide. I think one looks significantly better in my opinion. And with that being said, we're going to take him. normal dev, but 92 speed, 84 strength. 92 speed for a power back is pretty good, though. And that is basically it for our draft. Take a look at that draft recap. I'm already forgetting who we drafted. Free safety, 72, 74. Oh, the running back was 78. Everyone is 72 plus, though, which is great. Yeah, I mean, Kelly's automatically the starter, right? I think Spencer Toon has the higher ceiling long-term based on that the size and the youth, but I think Kelly's just got to start because they're hitting already. If they get, look at that hit power. If they get a dev up because of Rookie of the Year, I mean, that's already Superstar. I mean, to be fair, they could already be Superstar, but that's Superstar Plus, and they're not. So, yeah, it could be Superstar Plus after the first season, whereas no matter what, Toon's ceiling is Superstar. Yeah, I don't know. I think you play the odds there. Mackey, let's take a look at how good he was. Yeah, he looks really good. That strength is obviously super iffy, but really good player in Mackey. I think it would be left end that he would be playing in the future because Barmore, Dev, Star. I was really expecting higher than that, to be honest. Just nothing but, like, realistically, star devs for the most part. Rogers, I mean, these guys are like, well, I guess there's only one more hidden, so I'll take a look. But Luke Rogers, future center maybe down the line if we decide we don't want to pay the guy we have now. But really, just more depth. Star dev, why not? And I guess we'll take a look at the two normals at the back here. The O-lineman, I don't really care too much about. Decent, right? 69 zone and block shot. That's not bad. And then the running back, Turner, looks really good. 78 overall with really good stiff arm and trucking. Injury and toughness isn't the best. Can't catch for crap. Really good carrying and break tackle, though, and obviously pretty damn fast with pretty good change of direction, actually. But wearing number 16 is a crime. Season 6, I think we're going to run the Chiefs playbook. I think I've had enough. I've had enough of EA's just incompetence, and we're going to play the meta. We have no choice. Running backs as high as ever. Tight ends up there, technically as high as ever, or will be by the end of the year. Wide receivers are the best they've been. O-line is definitely pretty damn good. Defensively, we've got a really good team. Interior D-line is really solid. Really the weakness would be safety, but we have guys in place, and if Kelly wins Rookie of the Year, we're looking great there, and yeah, I mean, this is a playoff team, and if it's not, it's just more incompetence. Kind of a bad start, and then a really nice finish. McNeil definitely gets a contract. Ward, I would hope, gets a contract. Carter, probably. Copeland, definitely not, and Onwenu, I think, is going to be a cap casualty here, as we're going to be probably with about 20 mil left over for Lucky, and then Pagan needs a contract the year following. So that is going to be the plan, I think. We'll do a 7-year deal. Wow, that is actually really cheap. But then again, you're paying, some other guys way more than they're worth. So it's just part of the game, really. And we end up paying the 7-year 56, which is really cheap as well. Carter, I mean, I guess the contract price is nice. So a 5-year 45, 27 mil left. You could even keep Onwenu if you wanted to, but I think the smart move is just to move on. I really do. I think saving the money from an offensive lineman is the smart move. And as much as Patterson's cool that he's a star dev, I think he'll be gone too. And our quarterback's an X Factor. Drake Maye, the X Factor. And if we win, we're looking pretty good, I think. We'll see it. And we lose, but we still get the bye week. 13-4. Drake Maye, the number one quarterback yards-wise. Almost an NFL record. I think he just missed out, if I'm not mistaken. First 2 losses sucked. Lost to the Bengals, lost to the Seahawks, but overall, did it really well. Good job. I really thought 0-2 was like, oh, come on, not again. But no, we actually finished strong and probably won MVP with Drake Maye. Gordon back to being at least decent. Hunter was amazing, though, which with the Chiefs scheme, I'm surprised. I don't know what kind of, lineup cheese we got going on here, but I never see one wide receiver do this well, and even tight end Samuels, that's probably the best tight end season I've ever seen in Sim. 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. I don't think we've ever been over 12, maybe 1,300 yards. Looking at the blocking, left tackle wasn't great, but everything else was pretty good. Looking at the defense, sacks, 11.5 for a Hutchmacher, but that's about it. Everyone else, once again, still sucking. 3-4 defense. I hate it in Sim. Don't know what is wrong with EA, but they've got, there's a checklist at this rate. Drake Maye gets beat by Jaden Daniels, of all players, for MVP. Travis Hunter, Offensive Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year, no. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no. Where was our safety? Number 10. Ooh. Best quarterback, though. Best running back at number 6. Best wide receiver at number 1, obviously. Best O-line at number 9. Best D-line at number 8. Best linebacker at number 7 and 5. I don't know how, Must be a lot of 3-4 defenses on this side of the conference. DB, no. Kicker, definitely not. But a bye week. And it's the Jaguars. I mean, they're a 9-8 team. If we don't beat a 9-8 team coming off of a bye week we have, I'd be pretty disappointed. Jump forward. 7-0, not a bad start. We do give up a touchdown right away, though. We get a field goal, but Jaguars are keeping this closer than you would think. Nice touchdown before half. Gives us a nice lead, 11-point lead. Now it's only back down to 3, back up by 10, down to 3 only again. We get a field goal, and thankfully we finally got to stop because the Jaguars actually played it. I mean, they would have had it perfectly. You know, they kept catching up. They finally got that stop, and the touchdown drive would have won them the game, but our defense finally woke up. The running back did really well. 100 yards receiving. I'm getting emotional here. It's not because it's dry as hell in here. I hate the summer. I hate it. I don't care what anyone says. Anyone that loves the summer is a millionaire. That's it. I don't care. Do the championship round against the Ravens. It could have been the Chiefs, which we did beat once, but still, I would not like to try our second chance at it. Patriots versus Ravens. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. Oh, it's a snowy one. This doesn't really benefit us, technically, but the Patriots have played some pretty iconic snow games, so I'm going to give a slight edge anyways. I don't care. Still getting edged. What? Touchdown drive for the Ravens to start this one out. We get stopped. They get another touchdown drive. We get a touchdown drive as a struggle, but we got it. They get a field goal. Touchdown would be great. No, it's not going to happen, but either way, it's 7-point deficit into half. All tied up. Good little comeback here. Huge drive. Come on, offense. The defenses are really cooking up. Whose ball is it? Oh, 4th and 4. Hit this field goal. Nice! 55 seconds left. They don't get it. And the Patriots are in the Super Bowl for the first time in a while. I don't remember the exact number, but it's at least a decade at this point. Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdowns. Drake Maye with 1. Would it be 2 decades? Or not 2 decades, 1 decade? I think it'd probably be right on par with it. Pretty tame game, actually. Nothing really spectacular. Both kickers sucked. Ours kicked worse, technically, but we ended up winning on a field goal, so clutched up. Ooh, a speed upgrade with some juke moves, some deep routes. This might be one of the best tight end upgrades I've ever seen. 4 to route running, 2 to juke move, 2 to catch in traffic, and a speed. That's a really good upgrade. The Super Bowl. Other than the Cowboys, there's not really... the Vikings have been kind of killing it lately, actually, too. I was about to say, there's not really a team I truly fear, but yeah, the Vikings have been one of those consistent competitors in Sim, if you will. Let's take a look at DevUps we may have had. Samuels joins the X Factor gang. We have 4 of them now on offense. Defensively, I don't see a DevUp. I don't think there was a single one, unfortunately, but hey, it's still a really good team, and we've made the Super Bowl. Things are on the up and up. To the Super Bowl. 90 versus their 88. Can we win one? Going to the end of the game. The Vikings, they get 3. They get a 10. Okay, they're up. Okay, it's only a 3-point game. They get another touchdown, so we're down by 10 again. Ooh, I don't like the pacing of this one. Down by 7 is how we won the last game. We're doing it again. Oh, the Vikings scoring a touchdown, though, is big. I think they got the stop. They did. 4th and 5, we got the stop. It's for all the marbles on this drive, and we are going backwards. 4th and 1, they do get the conversion. Run by Drake Maye, that makes sense. Is the clock running here? Because if it is, we're GG'd. I really don't want to click anything. I'm going to cheese this all the way down to like 12 seconds. I want to make sure that the clock's running and the game's glitching out, that we don't get screwed over. Let's also make sure that we have like a good play. I think corner strike will be a decent little play. Let's go vertical cross, actually. I think it's... No, it's not Travis Hunter on that, is it? Either way, if the clock's running, we shouldn't be screwed. Okay, it wasn't running the whole time, but, you got to be careful with these things. Let's see if we got some speed. He's not really open, but he's open enough. Gets the... Oh, no! Do you spike? We run out of time. Oh, my God. That is unbelievable. He breaks the tackle, tries to go for it all, falls short. I don't know if going for the spike was the smart thing or not there. I'm trying to think, like, if you go with a play, would we still even have had time? One thing's for sure, we should have had time. I don't know how EA thinks that we wouldn't have had time there. 23 seconds when the play started, and we couldn't get to the 2-yard line from the 35. Like, our whole team could have been made up of, like, Albert Hainsworths, and we would have made it. Albert Hainsworth catching the strayest of strays, but the Vikings win a Super Bowl against us. Oh, that sucks. That was a hell of a play, and maybe I shouldn't have, went with the spike, which would be such, once again, more hilarious irony from EA, because technically that's the smart thing to do. Teams would struggle way more hurrying up and, choosing a new play than to just spike it. It's a lot easier to tell the team, hey, spike, than for you to tell the team, oh, we're running this play or whatever. They'd be like, what play? Huh? What? Spike is like, oh, spike formation. We know this one. So there's really no arguing it, right? So if it actually takes longer to hurry up spike than it does to choose a new play, add it to the list. Add it to the list of things that need to be fixed. But we have $45 million. I think, I'm debating it because I'm thinking maybe we actually spend our draft picks on a new pass rusher because Pagan has just done nothing, right? 2.5, 2.5, 6.5. Where does he deserve the money? Obviously an improvement, and this is kind of something that happens in real life a lot, but yeah, I'd rather just go with a new pass rusher, save some money potentially, or just re-sign him straight up. I think that the fifth year just doesn't work in any capacity. Let's take a look at those free agents. Frank Ragnow, Jalen Ramsey. We don't really need corner though, but 2 X-Factor corners on the older side. Mike Onwenu is a free agent again. Not again. I don't know why I said again, but he's a free agent now, but nobody wants him. I would be willing to do 15 per. Higher than 15 per, though, I think is... I'm going to do 14 per, actually. Higher than that, I think, is just too costly, even though he's really good. I just think it's too costly. O'Neal's getting a contract, so we can't, choose that as an option either. That's really all I'd want back is the right tackle. I think everyone else... Ramczyk, maybe Riviera. Maybe we should look at other contracts, because Rivera is actually, a lot cheaper anyways. Higher potential. Yeah, I think I like what I like. If Onwenu doesn't join us, so be it. Nobody offered higher than us so far. We'll see. And we do get Onwenu, a 2-year 34, which is costly. It could hurt us. A lot of our rebuilds lately, we've been seeing how we're basically been losing multiple players every year. But $30 million at this point, I think we might have just lucked out a little bit. I'm not 100% sure how, but I think we did. Maybe the quarterback contract being a little bit less, 5 to 10 mil less per year than I was expecting, might be the reason. But either way, we got Onwenu back. All right, we're in the draft, and like I said, I don't know if I actually want to replace our edge rusher, but there's a couple of edge rusher options, and I'll throw them on just because, like I said, I don't know if I want to pay the guy. So we've got, I think, 5 options for edge. We have these 2, this guy, and then these 2. We'll try to remember that all. Sort of a costly move up. We trade 20, a 5th, a 7th, a 6th, a 7th, and Dellinger, who has a 1-year contract left, to move up 6 spots with the team we just moved up with. I've already forgot. They're irrelevant to me. With this choice, though, we're end up going with the outside linebacker, Mr. Timmy Beattie, 21 years old, very fast, 4.5 40, has all those elite traits. And he's got, I would assume, high finesse, if not B power move. The other guy looked okay, but he's slower, so Timmy B is going to be my guy. And he's in dev. There you go. Easy clamp. Slower than I would have thought, though. And then I'm going to take another luxury pick, I think. Sean Heath, very athletic, kind of raw, but if he's hidden, I think he'll be worth it. And he's hidden, man, so I think worth it. Definitely a luxury pick, though. I would not have really, guessed to choose him. Wow, we have no other picks after this round. Maybe not as much of a luxury as I thought, as we are kind of on the low end of draft capital. Would love to have another draft, luxury pick, if you will, but I think I might end up taking a lineman here. Do we go Rainey? He's kind of on the bigger side. Don't really need DTs or anything like that. I think Rainey is going to be my choice. Do like linebackers as well, but I think Rainey's going to be my choice. Walt Rainey. Oh, he's 22, actually. Maybe not. As much as age, it doesn't matter that much at this level. I want to go for the youngest player possible just because none of the linemen I'm going to take are actually starters right away. Either way, I'm going to take George Madison instead, hidden dev. I like the strength a little bit more, I think. And then as unrealistic as it is, just like the Rams in real life having no good draft picks in the first 3 rounds, all the time, I am going to just move down after that late second and call it a draft. Don't really need any filler players, so we're just going to take our 3 players and run with them. BD, is he the starter? I don't know, but let's take a look at those ratings. He was a higher finesse guy. Block shed's a little lower than I would have thought. Actually, I thought it was a B. 69, I guess, kind of. Not really a B. Star Dev, we're number 49. Everything's discussing about everything we just seen. Sean Heath, the new wide receiver 3. Short routes actually not the bad. So medium routes is only really bad ratings. Actually pretty damn good. Could be our kick returner too, since he's the slot wide receiver. He doesn't need to play every down anyways. Dev. Oh, superstar. Okay, I will take that. That is a win. Put something in like the single digits. Number 2. Why not? Year 7 is now underway, and the team is looking better than ever, at least at the skill position mark. Really need Gordon to get a dev up. If he ever has a chance to last another 3 to 4 years, needs to get to X Factor. And to get X Factor, he needs to get to Superstar first. Offensive line, we kept on Wenu. Ellen Jenkins, he'll be gone after this season. I think, we're getting the most out of our linemen and knowing when to cut them off. As far as the defense goes, would love to see a dev up for Gonzalez because he's up there in age. 27, could be higher soon. Obviously, that's how age works for the most part. And then, really, we're just missing dev ups, and obviously these outside linebackers, these edge rushers have not played well. You could argue maybe I could have used Groves, could have started him, but, it's just that block shed's so low. I don't know, dude. BD even is being wasted by sitting number 2 for a year, but if Pagan sucks mid-year or just at the end of the year, we'll just use BD for next season. Here we go. Let's find out how screwed we are. Samuels definitely needs to be paid. Farrell probably gets paid. Pagan, might be good timing with that BD drafting. Pagan, 3.5 sacks. He's playing like, at best, he's going to have another 6.5, 7 sack season, so we're just going to let him go. Ziegler, I had no intention of paying, but at $7.5 million per year, I might have to. Hunt, I think we can do better than him. Hunt, I don't think is the best of players, so you can just draft a new guy for him. Mason was always a backup, and the rest are all backups. So, we're not too screwed. Who do we have to pay going forward? Gooden, we'll see about him. But, Pagan's going to be gone, and so is Hunt. Everyone else, I think, gets paid, other than, the obvious backups. We make the playoffs at 13-4 again, but not good enough for the bye week this time around. Drake Maye, the number 1 yards guy yet again. And let's see if we can do better. Wow, 50-40 versus the Chiefs. Kind of wanting to see a playoff rematch there because that is quite the game. But obviously, we fell short in the Super Bowl last year. Can we at least make it back this year? Maybe not fall short this time. Gordon, maybe the touchdowns are good enough for a dev up. He really needs one. 3 guys at 1,000+ yards, one of them being the rookie Heath, and McNeil was almost at 1,000 himself. Travis Hunter has been unbelievable, by the way. It seems like forever ago that we drafted him, but he's been unbelievable. Burke was amazing, thankfully. Barmore was pretty damn good, finally. Hutchmacher was still good again. Gooden, and then Pagan was even worse than before. Gonzalez, 4 picks. Is that good enough for a dev up? Ryland, we re-signed. He missed 2 out of 11. And then Behringer, we re-signed. He had one of his worst punting seasons yet. Yearly awards, number 2 in MVP to McDaniels again. I almost called him McDaniels. Number 3, Bo Nix. A lot of that draft class in here. Rookie awards, Heath wins Rookie of the Year on offense. Best quarterback, number 2 below Bo Nix. That's a little weird one. Gordon's a Pro Bowler. That should be a dev up. Travis Hunter, wide receiver 1. O-line at number 5. D-line at number 10. Linebacker at number 3. DB at number 3. Kicker at number 5. Not bad. Is it our time? Is it finally the time for the Patriots to win another Super Bowl? Everyone's favorite thing to see. Going to the end of the game. Dolphins drive down for nothing. We drive down for 7. They drive down for a touchdown. They get a stop with another touchdown. We're down by 4. Halftime score will remain 14-10. We are not looking very inspiring on offense. Finally get another touchdown. Finally get another touchdown. It's 24-all. Could have had the final drive to win the game. We do get the stop, though, and driving down with a huge touchdown of Travis Hunter, 53 yards. They're going to drive down, though, and get a touchdown, making this an overtime game. Defense is going to get the stop. Offense just needs to score anything, which they will. 34-31, a hell of a game there, as our offense really carried. I don't know how the hell this performance is good enough to keep the game close. A lot of rushing touchdowns, I guess. 4 rushing touchdowns will do it. Look at Travis Hunter with 3 touchdowns. Samuels was great. Sacks, a little some picks for both Kerry and Irvin. And we were perfect kicking. You could not miss a field goal in this game. Otherwise, you likely lose this game. To the divisional round. Let's see if it's the Chiefs. It's not. It's going to be the Jaguars, which could be the Chiefs next. Who knows? But we have them beat by 6 overalls. Going to the end of the game in a snowy one. benefit us last time. See if we can have another beneficial one here. I mean, it's Jacksonville after all. 7-3. I mean, this is really not going any which way. We have a lead, but it's not by much. And that lead is now officially gone. Driving down, finally scoring a touchdown. We get a 7-point lead. And has this ever happened? A team has played in back-to-back, potentially, not for sure. Okay, I'm glad we didn't go for the field goal there. Back-to-back overtime games in the playoffs. I don't think any team has ever done that, surely. And they get the conversion. They're going to get the touchdown. I mean, if we don't get the touchdown, we lose the game. And we do get the touchdown. Do you go for 2? I mean, I think you've played overtime here. You've seen both teams score. Why would you not go for 2? I don't know what play I like here, but RPO. Ooh, that is a lot. But there's nobody on Hunter. I mean, if we don't score this, I'd be shocked. I don't know how he played that so well. We lose. I also don't know why I couldn't throw it right away. I don't know what that is. What kind of RPO is it where you have to watch the play go on? Maybe the game was like, no, don't do it. Travis is covered. Oh, no. Maybe if we actually got the ball, if I could throw it right here, I guess you have to wait for the fake, but at this point, it's not even an RPO. Why can't I throw it right here? I don't want to fake out the run. Maybe we should have just handed it off anyways. Guard would have just left the cutback lane, though. Oh, that's pain. That sucks. Oh, well, what can you do? You lost to the Jaguars in the snow. You deserve to lose. Or I should say kept it close in the snow. Obviously, we lost. That's why we deserve to lose. Was that 2 field goals missed by them and we lost the game? There's no way this team is this bad. I don't understand how this Patriots team keeps losing to teams that just don't deserve it. Oh, well, let's go to the Super Bowl, which we are not in. Watch the Jaguars, who did not take our spot there either, probably. Going to be like the Chiefs or the Ravens or something stupid. Lost to the team that couldn't even win their playoff berth. Yep, I knew it. Oh, that's painful. Could be our first 10-year rebuild that doesn't result in a Super Bowl, which is ironic because it's the one team that's like won a billion real-life Super Bowls. Gordon, though, gets the dev up. Superstar dev. And no other dev ups because there couldn't be any other dev ups. And then defensively, Gonzalez, there you go. Got the dev up, which we've been really hoping for. Boom, beautiful. Keeps him around longer. And then is Barmore? No, Barmore's still superstar. What is his contract, by the way? How is he still here? It's got to be next year that we have to, like, replace him, right? He's still good, though. I don't hate it. It's just, like, it's crazy that he's still here and on contract. Fair enough. On to another season. On to year 8. And, of course, it's pretty obvious that we will not be able to afford any new free agents. Can't even afford the guys that we're losing. Ellen Jenkins is gone, which, for, good reason, he's regressing anyways. As the Chiefs win the Super Bowl 41-38. What a matchup it could have been for the Chiefs and us to play in that championship round. But nope. Can't even beat the Jaguars. Probably should have came up with a better play than an RPO there, but I kind of just got, like, the eyes of Travis Hunter being as good as he is in my mind, and I was like, he'll just make the play for us. But yeah, that was a 4.5. Yeah, I mean, I'm chilling with everything here. Nothing crazy. We'll look at free agency, but obviously we can't afford them. We cannot afford those free agents. 25 mil. Hopefully a little bit more money comes along here. Usually it does, about 13-ish. Or not. 25 mil to pay Gooden next season and maybe more. Mahomes wins the Super Bowl for the Chiefs again and is not good enough to be kept. It's a 1-year 53, which is such a cheap deal for whoever wants him. Nobody wants Pagan because the price is too high. And honestly, even if I get him at 10 mil per, I still wouldn't want him back. He's just done nothing for us. I really don't care. O-line, maybe there's some options here, but everyone looks to be asking for a lot of money. So I highly doubt we'll spend even a dime in free agency. Here we are entering the draft, and we have pick number 2. Which team do we trade with to get that pick? And Bennett was actually a guy I was looking at. I mean, we need a lineman for sure. Don't usually go that high for an offensive lineman, but that guy did look pretty goated. We also have D'Angelo Peters, who looks really good too. This would be by far the highest I've taken a lineman, like, ever. But I do have to admit, him and the last guy that just went are very good. Like, this is interesting. I'm kind of debating it, because look at that. 2 A ratings in run block, and then 2 B ratings in pass block. I'm not saying he's guaranteed goated, but he looks pretty good. I mean, this would be the highest, like I said, I've ever taken a player on the offensive line, and there's so many really good linemen, but do I not just do it for the one time? do it for the one time. I mean, this would be so fitting to do it in a rebuild that we're struggling in, but man, my heart's telling me no. We also have this really good corner, Brian Mentor, 6'3", 22. A little early for a corner anyways. Could also go with Townsend later. Man, I really want to go with this lineman. Okay, so hear me out. If this lineman isn't superstar development traits, I never take a lineman in the first 20 picks ever again. D'Angelo Peters. In depth. I mean, that doesn't really prove anything yet. We'll get there when we get there. Pick 2 overall lineman. I mean, here's the new age. And as far as the next picks go, I mean, we already kind of have a replacement for Barmore anyways, but maybe the value's there. Pass rusher maybe as well. I'm trying to debate it. Do we even pay Burke? I think Burke actually does have a 7-year deal. Let's go Channing Townsend. We kind of need a corner. I mean, I don't like the solids, but I'm going to take them. Yeah, I should have known. Non-fast 6'3" corners are usually normal dev. This could be one of the worst drafts we've ever had, based simply on the fact that we had pick 2 overall. And I think I'm going to take Dom Boston, who's kind of like a semi-hybrid. He's pretty big, really fast. A power move, normal dev, sad day. And we're down to 1 lineman, who I'm probably going to end up taking because that's kind of like the biggest need we have right now. And that is, Chad Short looks pretty good too, but Bobby Law is going to be the choice. 22, 6'2", if he's normal, I'd be sad. Hidden dev, clutch. It's just like, if you look at the guy we took in this pick 2 overall, if he is not like really high dev or significantly higher in overall, I mean, it's just such a wasted pick, you know? But I think I might end up trading up for Chad Short and calling it a draft, get ourselves some depth at the tight end position. 6 day, 6 next, and 4th round pick, so basically like moving up 26 spots with 2 6-round picks, which I'm fine with. Maybe could have went with a linebacker instead of tight end because there are still some pretty good ones, but I believe we're going to go with tight end. We're going to get that depth. We're going to call it a draft. Hidden dev, why not? Nice. 86 speed, 87 XL, 6'6", 269, 21 years of age. Hidden dev. I mean, that is like high 2nd round value just based on athleticism, size, age, and dev alone, which is a lot of things. It's like not really very alone out here. Here's the moment of truth. Do I ever take an offensive lineman in the first 20 picks ever again? Well, other than like a guaranteed generational. Oh, it's not looking good for you, buddy. I mean, it's looking good for him. He got picked 2 overall money, but it is not looking good for the future of linemen. He's got to be a superstar. He's got to be superstar. And this is why we don't do this. It's so stupid. The guy looks insane, and it's like, there's no point in taking that risk. I mean, the amount of trade down value, we could have drafted 4 of him if we traded down from 2. That's how stupid it is. It's really annoying because the guy looks goated, and I get it, but it's just like, I don't know what you can do, to be fair, from their standpoint. Do you just make all linemen outside of the first 2 rounds like really bad on average? Because, like I said, we literally basically just drafted a guy I could have gotten in the 3rd round 4 times over with the trade down. Maybe even more. Start up for the tight end, why not? But yeah, never happening. Unless I know they're generational, which even then it's not always guaranteed, but you can kind of tell sometimes when they have a billion A's. And, of course, the guy that went before us, who I did scout, is 82 overall generational. Lovely stuff. The Saints would be laughing at us. Well, they'd have to wait like a year or 2, but they'd be laughing at us. In that corner, he was normal, but 78 overall. I don't know what it is with those slow 6'3" corners, but they just suck with dev most of the time. But yeah, I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was our worst draft we've ever had. I think it's almost safe to say even. It is year 8. We have sold in the draft. We have sold in the playoffs. I feel like it's a damn Dr. Seuss book at this point. Yeah, I mean, the skill positions look great. I will say running back is probably going to be something we have to look forward or look towards as a new player. As our fella Gordon finally gets into the like elite status and starts regressing, even at Superstar Dev, 15 points lost in the morale, which is devastating. Corners are great. Safeties are on the come up. Linebackers, if Beatty gets there, this defense is not the problem. Are we too broke? Are we too broke? We lose the safety, lose a linebacker. I like the linebacker, though, even though he's 25 already. I mean, we're losing some players, but I have seen worse. So we don't lose. Tune I don't really care about. Yeah, I mean, okay, we're obviously going to have to lose Gooden because the price is just too high. 20 million per when we have 33 mil is not a smart business plan. I'd rather actually keep the offensive lineman at this rate. I think just the price alone, you know, we're getting Gooden and the safety back for the same price of, or whoever the damn lineman was, Fowler and the safety for the price of Gooden. Gooden's good, but I think when you look at what you're losing, is he better than 2 players? Probably not, right? So, we'll lose some players, but we'll also keep some, which is, I mean, part of the game. Best season we've had yet. Should be a bye week. If not, I'd be actually pretty shocked. And there it is, 14-3, even with the loss against the Ravens at the end. Drake Maye at the top of the leaderboard again for passing yards. Had a loss early in the season, then really not many losses until right at the end. The problem is, they were against some pretty good teams. If it was bad teams, you could easily say, it was just like a fluke, or we were resting players, but no. Lost some pretty, to some pretty good teams that could be in our way future-wise. And speaking of future-wise, I think an MVP Awards future is here for May, finally. Gordon, not his best work, but a lot of touchdowns. Yards per carry were under 4. Travis Hunter went absolutely off. Samuel's pretty damn good. Heath and McNeil, they're all right, I suppose. Especially when the other guys are stealing all those numbers. O-line, I've seen worse, especially from Peters, who's a rookie. I've seen worse than that. Edge, still 3-4 defenses suck. It's just so bad. Tyler Island cooked, and Behringer was back over 50 yards per punt. MVP, Drake Maye, finally. Travis Hunter, Offensive Player of the Year. Quarterback of the Year. Running back at 3. Wide Receiver of the Year. O-line at number 8 and 10. D-line, a little surprised that Hutchmacher's not in here. Am I crazy? I guess he's just not going to be there. Yeah, best kicker, Chad Ryland, finally, but not our best work for defense. That's the big takeaway. Talking about, defense is the problem, yet here we are with still mediocre numbers. The overalls are good, though. That's where I was coming at. The Ravens actually lost the final game of the season to them. That is not a good team to face after that. The Chiefs were taken out by the Browns, meaning the winner of this one has to play the Cleveland Browns. With us throwing a pick early on in the game with our MVP quarterback down 21-0 at that time. Not looking super good. I mean, we got to score a touchdown here. Okay, down by 7. We're okay. And then is that another turnover? How many picks does Drake Maye want to throw today? Does he want to throw every single pick possible? He might as well at this rate. Did we get a stop? We got to stop and we drove it in. What a game. 28-21, basically not allowing a single score in the second half. Not even basically, physically. Lamar was terrible. I guess Drake Maye, even though he threw those picks, did have a really good game. That is kind of crazy. Travis Hunter cooked. McNeil was great. Heath was pretty good. We had the top 3 wide receivers just on our side. Kind of insane. 2 picks for them, obviously. 1 for us. Kicking was, kind of clean. Disappointing, though. Too many interceptions. Just too many. We lucked out and won, and we're going against the Browns in the championship round, but still just... It could have easily went either way. Here it is, championship round against those Browns. What are their overall? 87 to our 94. Technically almost a 99 offense, too. End of the game. Winner is the Super Bowl representative of the AFC, as we are always down early in these games. I mean, as long as we get the win, I don't really care how it happens. Just get it. 10 all at halftime, which isn't the worst, considering we were in a pretty bad spot. Up 7, tied up again, 24-17. 31-17, and we are gonna win. Headed to the Super Bowl. Lost one before. Can we not lose one again? 2-1. I mean, still throwing a pick every game. Gordon was pretty good. Hunter was, decent like usual. He's always going to be at least decent. Wow, Portillo got destroyed. Mackey, of all players, not even a starter. Going to be the starter for Barmore coming up, though. 2 for Barmore. Speaking of, pick for Blackman and clean kicking. To the Super Bowl. Who's it against? The Giants. That is quite the matchup. I don't know how this stuff I just don't understand how it happens. It's just like destiny or something. Can the team finally get some revenge here, though, against these Giants in the Super Bowl? Gordon not going up to X Factor really sucks. 19 touchdowns felt like a DevOps situation. Didn't get it. I think we're going to be looking for a new running back. That's all I can really say about that. I got to say, Peters did go up nicely. He did get a mentor rookie thing, so you got +3 to pass block power and he got 4,500 XP, but still, a little surprised to see him that high anyways, and really just no dev-ups at all from the entire team. Gotta say, too, the Giants are a pretty high overall, a 90 overall for them, 95 for us. Look at the defenders they got. Freaking Bain, Burns, Lawrence. Here we are, to the end of the game. 3-0. I mean, we got a lead for once, and that lead's gone. Just like that. 10-7, nice little start. We answered back. And no, I'm not French. Oh, huge touchdown before half is going to help them out. But we get a touchdown to start the second half. One more touchdown, up by 10. That's going to do it! The Patriots have once again won a Super Bowl. And against all teams it could have been, it's the New York Giants. Somewhere Tom Brady, in his 50s, is looking at this and just shedding a tear. We have won a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. And we still have 2 more seasons to potentially outdo what the Patriots team with Brady technically did and get that 3-peat. Obviously, we still have to get a 2-peat, a repeat, if you will, before any of that happens. But unbelievable stuff. For a while there, with the inconsistencies of the team, win-loss-wise, it really felt like we were never going to win a Super Bowl. And we've proven ourselves wrong here with the Lombardi hoistage for Mr. Drake Maye, Travis Hunter, and the whole rest of this New England Patriots team. Drake Maye had his perfect game. You know, he was throwing a pick every single other game, but this one he did not. Technically outplayed by Klein, but more volume for Maye technically means, in my opinion, that he did better. Less help from the ground game. Technically, receiving McDougal was insane. That guy was actually a pretty late draft pick, if I'm not mistaken. I actually had him on my list once, day 3, I think he was. And turns out he's a pretty good player. Travis Hunter was great. Samuels was amazing. Defensively, any numbers? Not really, not particularly. And then looking at interceptions, nothing there. And we missed a field goal, because why not? And here we go, taking a look at the win-loss, funny business. Thought there was a good chance we would come out with a 0 Super Bowl 10-year rebuild here, which would have been a little pathetic. I gotta admit, it would be pretty sad. I imagine it's gonna happen sooner or later, but I would like to finish these 10-year rebuilds with at least a singular ring. It's like a third of a chance, technically, kind of, that would happen, just based on the amount of teams. But yeah, I'm just glad it hasn't happened here. Retirements, bunch of mentor guys. Don't know what kind of money we have, but we kind of signed the guys we wanted to sign mainly, so really just worried about names we haven't seen yet on the re-sign list that we might potentially lose. But definitely the team will drop off in overall a little bit, but I think everything is planned for. I don't think there's anything that's going to hit us harder than we'd expect. Gooden, it sucks. He's really good, but technically, statistically wise, he hasn't really put up that many numbers anyways, so really we're only replacing like 2 starters, and one of them we already have a equal replacement for. That is Barmore. We have our left end already, and then Gooden we will need to replace. But we have draft picks for that, which I think actually will include another first round, right? The Raiders first round again? No, okay. I'm just not going to speak anymore. We have 28 mil. It usually kind of happens once we hit the draft portion of the offseason, but these are the free agents. Can't afford them, right? Gooden's asking for so much money. We can't afford even Mike Onwenu. I would be willing to do a $10 million deal, and that's it, and there's no way he accepts that. But I'd be willing to do it. I don't want to replace every player on the roster if not, if it's possible, but yeah, it's not going to happen. Other than that, I am chilling. Although we could go Mailata instead. I wonder what the price difference, or not even price difference, but the morale, signing motivation difference is. If it's at least in the orange. Yeah, I'll probably pull off the offer on Wenu and at least give ourselves a chance at Mailata, right? A three-bar interest. I think that's pretty good. I doubt we get him, but it'd be interesting. He's actually going to join us on 1 year 10, so we keep the tackle train alive. I think we lost our DT. I was starting to, I was slowly simming, and I was like, you know what? We have a guy like Kirkpatrick a little bit later. And I was like, maybe the guy will just be there anyways. The guy I'm talking about is Man. His name is Man. Didn't really go the way I wanted to, and now I'm basically, almost forced to reach, potentially, on Ben Kirkland. And I'm going to do it anyways. Oh, I regret it. The other two were, not much better. They only had Bs, but they were very strong, so you would assume You know, that maybe that strength would result in maybe a dev up, or not a dev up, but a higher dev. Obviously not guaranteed any capacity, but still, you would think it, maybe. And wow, our offensive lineman selections are not the best. I guess they're not actually terrible. Perkins? Ooh, 6'8", though. He's not that strong, but I got to do it. 6'8" is too crazy. And we have a couple more linemen. Do we have a linebacker? We do not. Running backs, they weren't crazy good, but I kind of wanted to get like an early start on just somebody being on the roster, getting, you know, practice XP. This guy's 24. Why the hell do I have him on my list? I guess I just looked at the break tackle and just slapped him on. I don't like any of those players, though. We also have a nose tackle, which you could argue gives you depth. I think that argument has been made. Yeah, I think the argument's been made. Argue gives you depth, and I'm like, yeah, that actually makes sense. Going to go to 32. And if that pass rusher Vereen is there, we're going to take him because he looks like one of those prototypical superstars, which he is. The guard's still there, too. I might just take a risk on him, trade up. It's got to be superstar. Oh, we did not get one of the superstar types. Never mind. Here we go, draft recap. What did we land? Okay, 72 overall, 71, 72, 70. All right, I mean, let's take a look at Kirkpatrick, see if he's actually worth even developing. Very good finesse, in fairness. But, man, that is a bit of a long shot with that overall. Strickland, really raw. I mean, if he's a superstar, I'd be genuinely shocked. But we got ourselves another depth nose tackle. And he is one of the superstar types. Okay, fair enough. Definitely want to take a look if I should have made the trade up. And, of course, at 31 is where he went. Christian man. He's a Christian man. I mean, if he's higher than star, yeah, pretty big sell. If not, though, I can live with it. Where was the other DT? There was two of them. The other one is named, it was Elliott, 76 overall, hidden dev. Looks pretty damn good. What was the dev? I would have had to trade up to 23 to get the guy man. Because that's why, I mean, obviously would have waited till Elliott went and then taken man. But kind of a weak draft anyways. But yeah, that DT is pretty mid. And yet, likely going to have to be the starter. And you know what? He's not going to be. I think Hutchmacher is going to move to D-end. He's done so well at DT. But we got ourselves a superstar nose tackle. Put him there. Move, Hutchmacher inside properly. I don't even know what that means. Slide him over slightly. I don't even know. Less limited in his lineup usage. Here we go for Season 9, unless math and counting and all that stuff is too hard, which it probably kind of is. Is Travis Hunter max? He is max. Let's see. Max Travis. Did he not go up a single speed, by the way? Don't get me wrong, he's unbelievable. But not going up a single speed is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Now we just put him at cornerback and let the numbers fly. Defensively, Hutchmacher moves to right end, he's pretty big too. He's 330, but he's not 356, I suppose. Drops in overall quite a bit. Drops 4 overalls, I believe, going to right end. But Boston, believe it or not, is going to get the start over Mackey. Mackey needs a contract, and his ratings are actually very close to Boston, and Boston has 5 more strength. So I'm just playing the contract numbers at this point, and yeah, it's a lesser team, but it's still a Super Bowl worthy roster, I think. And that's why we started him. Boston gets the dev up. Crazy XP? Not really. Oh, here it is. 20 million. I mean, I don't know who you keep here. This is Mackey's contract is actually really cheap. Now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have just started him, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the lack of money we have because we're losing some starters here. It's not that bad because we're not losing a crazy start. It's not like we're losing Travis Hunter or something like that, but we're losing a really good solid left guard. I really would like to keep Kelly, but the fact that it's a red bar interest tells me I might need to replace. And then Gordon, I mean, he's not really useful for more than a 1 year. You know, this is going to be a drop-off going into the final season here, I think. Beatty with the dev up. All right, I guess you got to keep as many L's as you take, maybe 20 in a row, hitting that one superstar dev. Oh, it's worth it every time. It's just worth it every time. Potential bye week. We'll see. Got to win for sure, I think, to get it, though. And I don't know if that was true or not, but we did not get the bye week with a loss. So I'm going to go on a limb and say I was correct. But, of course, a nice little 10K XP trench boost. Haven't really been seeing a whole lot of those lately, but, you know, when they do come in, it is peak. It is nice. But let's take a look. Would we have had the bye week? We would have. I was not wrong in my kind of eyeballing, you know, guess, if you will. And man, Drake Maye has been killing it with these numbers. Will he win another MVP? I think so. Gordon was great again, but will he be great after this? Travis Hunter is insane. 29 touchdowns. That is kind of absurd, no? Blocking was actually pretty damn good. Pass rush, I'm sick of it, dude. We got to change something. I've been running the Pittsburgh defense for a while. It's just not happening. I'm going to go to Baltimore. Is it Disguise? Is it Storm? I don't know. I got to see Daniel's numbers because that is pretty absurd that he won the award. We got a couple of award wins anyways, but I am genuinely shocked that we didn't win it. 48-5. How did he outdo that? 43-5. What's his rushing numbers? I don't know if I agree with that. A quarterback can easily QB sneak a couple of runs in there. I do not agree. I think we just got like the ultimate snub. 4.5 yards per carry on 289 versus 4.6 on 356. That's QB sneak touchdowns, baby. That is a scam, really, is what it is when it all boils down to it. Going to the end of the game, the Buffalo Bills. There's a little bit of an extra one on this one with the division rivalry. 7-0. Man, we really struggle early out the gate in these playoff games. And it comes down to like a last-minute come-from-behind win if we're going to win the game ever. And here it is. I mean, we're a really good second-half team. That's maybe all it boils down to. Maybe it's not even a comeback thing. It's just a really bad first-half team. Either way, once again, I don't care how we get there as long as we get there. And we have been getting there lately. Beatty, unbelievable. Maybe he's never going to look back and he's going to be goated. Didn't really have the greatest of regular season, but, you know, got the dev up. Got a really good game there in the playoffs, and we're moving on to the divisional round. And here it is against the Chiefs. We're still higher over than all. Is that tight end Taylor? I feel like we've had him on the list. There's been a lot of Taylors that have gone by, but yeah, still higher overall, and that's what matters. 95-92. And there is a comb over the stadium. And here it is, the championship round. Obviously, you know, at this point, these would be the top two teams in the AFC, I'd imagine. Maybe Baltimore is kind of up there, but overall alone, I would imagine these are the team, you know, the top two cream of the crop dogs. 14-11 after the 2-point conversion is successful. It's a weird score. Man, the Chiefs have just put up a bunch of points, and they're going to get the stop. We're going to lose this game. The opposite of a second-half team. Oh, we got a chance, though. Once again, it pisses me off when the other team is moving the ball down the field like they're the ones losing. Like, it's just not how teams operate. Like, maybe on second down, but on first down, they almost always... Oh, wow, what a freaking block. But we did get in there, thankfully. They almost always go very conservative. Because you can still set up the drive nicely with a nice, like, 6-yard run on first down. But if you throw a pick, I mean, you might set up the loss. And, I mean, we did hold on. I probably would have to come in, but, you know, with it being this late into the rebuild and me wanting a chance at the 2-peat into the 3-peat, I mean, I'm coming in. I'm going to see if we can do something with, you know, one of these really fast receivers. I think you return this. And it would be nice if we got some extra blocks, maybe bounce it out to the right side. Special teams type of plays are the best. Wow, McDaniels killed it. Or McNeil. I mixed James and McNeil to make McDaniels. Yeah, I mean, you know, those special teams plays are the best way to try and break something off, but no blocks. Do I force Travis? A little bit. Did he just try to go for a one-handed catch, by the way? Let him cook. So, 99 spec catch gives you some crazy one-handers, huh? I've, like, never seen a player go for that, ever. Or was it PI that they just didn't call? Because that was crazy. Almost, at least. It wasn't quite actually crazy. It's a big fella. It's going to be behind him, and he drops the pick. Wow, we just got bailed out. Their defense is on X Games mode. I accidentally forgot to turn it off of X Games mode. My bad. McNeil. Fresh. Easy. And it's just like... And he fumbles the ball. That would be a very painful way to lose. Wow. I didn't realize they were going to show me the playback either. I would imagine the best receiver of the day, considering the numbers we've seen, and he just gets pummeled by, I don't even know who that is, Horn, and the game is lost. That sucks. Well, no miracle play, no repeats. And a McNeil fumble loss. Gordon played terribly. McNeil was the best player on our team by a mile, so you can't even blame him. And, of course, Shatteron misses a field goal. Chiefs versus Packers in the Super Bowl. At least when you lose to the Chiefs, you know they're going to take your damn spot to the Super Bowl and probably win it all, which they don't. They get smoked on. Not a whole lot of money, which is not a good sign, but DevUp's non-existent on offense. Defensively, a DevUp for nobody. Beatty, actually. Beatty went up to X Factor. That is a noticeable one, actually. Outside of that, though, no. But, yeah, we're not going into the next season with a better roster than last year. Definitely a good enough roster, I'd imagine, but I highly doubt we'll have a better roster. It's probably actually impossible. Look at the amount. Jordan Mailata retires. It's only kind of like high overall big name that's left at this point, but we weren't going to pay him anyway, so it doesn't really affect us too much. Show me 25 mil somehow. It won't, but let's just show it anyways. And it will show us... It will show us 5 million. We have a left guard, a safety, and a running back, and we have 5 mil. Okay. Well, see you later, everybody. Thankfully, though, we do have that, kind of like boost of money. 28 million now. Ooh, Devon Witherspoon. Devin Witherspoon's busted. Styles, obviously, huge and beastly. Mahomes, Herbert, I mean, just teams can't afford it, right? I mean, look at the quarterback market. It reset, I think. Teams can't afford these players because the salary cap just isn't rising like it should, which is kind of crazy. Nobody wants Rodgers. I mean... I'm gonna, math is kind of hard sometimes. I'd be willing to do like a 5-year deal on 10 per, which would be such a steal. But like, if no one else is offering them, I'm gonna take my opportunity and run with it. It's not gonna happen, but you never know. You just never know. Gordon, I mean, I would get him back on a 1-year, like, 6. Not gonna happen either, but maybe he has a better chance. Neither of these players are going to join us, but if they did, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, the interest is rising. If nobody else offers, we're in. It's going to so screw us for the future, but luckily for us, there is no future. This is the final season we're playing. And we end up getting Gordon back, which is sweet, but Rodgers is the main man because that is a steal of a contract. 5-year 50 would be insane for the next half decade. We'll do our scouting when we get a chance. I'm not worried about it. I want to see if we get our left guard back. Try to keep the boys intact. I don't want this. Try to keep the boys intact as much as possible. I don't know if it's going to happen, though, because he is really fighting this damn crap contract. Oh, he finally took it. What a steal, man. That is... and then Mahomes signs on a 1-year 23 to the Browns. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Getting paid more than linemen. 1-year 12 for freaking Josh Allen. What is going on? So the big positional need would really be running back going forward, which, once again, not really an issue for us because this will be our final season, I believe. Once again, I have always got to take a second look at that math. Oh, this guy's still here, though, by the way. Terrence Stanley. I don't even know if he's, like, that great to be saying ooh about, but I had him on my list because he was really fast. And, I mean, I don't know if I really like him. He looks kind of raw. If there's no one else I think is worthy of this pick... then I might go with him. But, I mean, there's some decent players here, I ain't gonna lie. Without the corners. They're both 2 to 3. Kind of half tempted to go, like, trade down a little bit. It's been a while since we traded down. We're trading down to, like, middle of the next round. I just don't really know a whole lot about that, that running back. That running back looks a little, in my opinion, kind of mid. He's fast as hell, but... then again, I have taken... you know what? Running back's a hard position to get. And even though it's not going to matter to us, I think I'm going to take that running back. I think I want to future-proof this team. How old was he? 21? 22. I like the speed. Oof. Normal dev. I was going to trade down, grab a corner, and do the whole thing. I don't really care that much. We have another running back in Brian Heath. Maybe this is the guy I should have went with instead. He's pretty fast. Got a little bit better trucking. Man, I really just can't, like, predict the guy we have, or we just drafted, being all that good. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe we made a wrong call. As far as the picks here, there's no like DT types, so I suppose I take Bright, who is the best looking lineman remaining. 22 years old, Justin Bright, hidden dev, weak as hell, but it's fine. Still don't understand how we got so lucky with the contracts you did at linebackers. It feels like we have no linebackers that we need to replace ever. There's probably better guys, but if this linebacker is fast, which I think he was kind of like decent, yeah, I'm going to take him. And he's hidden. All right, we got ourselves a backup linebacker. That one we had, Dylan, I think his name was, he was a superstar, so kind of wasted him, but yeah, it is what it is. Any day threes remaining? Anyone? O-line, we have a safety with an A to C zone. O-line looks probably the most promising, but 21 years old, decently fast, A to C zone. I'm going to take a chance. Normal dev, but that's fine. And there we go. 5th, 6th this year, and a 6th next year to move up to the Cardinals pick. We're going to end up taking that offensive lineman after all. Why not? The value's there. We're not really losing much anyways, and once again, future-proofing before we need to, which is good. Brandon Alexander, hidden dev. O-line is, I mean, you draft a normal offensive lineman, and it really does suck, because it just feels like every other lineman is hidden dev. So when you don't get one that's hidden, it's like, ooh. And we'll probably end up going with a fullback with this pick. And I gotta say, this guy looks kind of good. Yeah, I was about to say, he kind of looks good. I mean, his blocking wasn't absurd, but his athleticism, it was like a 4.67. It's pretty damn fast. So, yeah, I think we land ourselves maybe even a generational fullback, which would be kind of crazy. His potentials didn't look that good, but once again, that athleticism did. And with the draft recap, what do we got? Running back was actually pretty good. The fullback was 77. We'll see if he actually is generational. The safety was pretty bad, but Stanley, first rounder. Yeah, I mean, he's actually not bad, right? Pretty decent change direction, very fast. Juke move trucking is there. Injury stamina are great. Toughness is okay. I will say his catching for a guy that's kind of on the smaller side is pretty mid. And I don't really care about any of the linemen. We're not going to start them right away anyways. I just want to see Chuck Schillinger, who is not the best, but he's a good trucking player. If he was faster, maybe I could see it, but this is a generational. This is a weak one. And he is, yeah, I mean, I would probably argue that would be considered a generational, just based on the fact that he was, like 4.67 40 and had a bunch of elite and great ratings. He's mid as hell for it, but I think he's worth it. The 10th and final season is among us here. 99 overall wide receiver 1, 96 wide receiver 2, 95 wide receiver or tight end 1, 99 quarterback 1. Interior of the line is amazing. Left tackle Peters has definitely developed quite a bit. And then Bennett, the new 6'8 right tackle. Gordon, definitely need a replacement for him. Stanley might be that guy. And then defensively, we haven't really seen the guys play up to standard, especially at the edge position. But for the most part, they've been pretty good. And then free safety completely forgot to get. So Marcus Williams at the end of his career here is going to be the starting free safety. Having a pretty good season for this final year. $57 million. I think you have to make a tough decision here. I think Beatty, oh man, I would love to see if he's playing well or not. Because once again, it's another kind of situation with the offensive lineman. Is it how many sacks they allow, or is it their actual overall that matters? Of course, Beatty is having technically his best year as well on top of it. But then you look at the rest of the names, you don't really have that many people to pay. So you maybe realistically do actually pay Beatty in the wide receiver, and then, the positions you have to replace, you just replace them. How much is this? $16 million for your wide receiver 3 is a lot, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then Beatty, I think you have no choice. Just, lack of edge if we get rid of him. Kind of $19 million left, and I don't know if those are good decisions, but it's the final year for us anyways, and as far as this physical season goes, kicker, punter are your issues that you have to fix. And then running back, which you kind of already have, sort of. Everyone else is a backup, even Madison. And we get the bye week 14-3. Drake Maye, not the number 1 yards guy for the first time in 3 seasons, but still in the top 3 anyways. We lost week 3, week 7, week 16, and that was it. The rest were wins. Could end up having our mini dynasty winning 2 out of 3 years, which is usually what our 5-year rebuild series goals are. But 37-to-1 ratio is ridiculous. That's got to be MVP, right? Gordon had a really good year despite him being kind of on the last legs here of his career. Blocking, is better than normal, I suppose. Beatty, totally worth that contract. Hutchmacher killed it. Burke was decent, and Boston wasn't too bad. Picks kind of low. Ryland was amazing. Punting was great. Haven't really paid attention to kick return, punt return, because there really just isn't much to pay attention to. That's got to be MVP, right? Not MVP. I want to see Lamar Jackson's numbers. Got to do the touchdowns. Coach of the year, though, which is something. Defensive player of the year. Best quarterback. Best wide receiver. Best D-line. Best linebacker. Actually, best 2 linebackers. What a year this was. This could be for all the marbles. Take a look at the Ravens quarterback situation. 30-2, 3,400 yards. A lot of rushing touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe. But once again, could be easily misleading. I know he had a lot of yards, so it probably was big play touchdowns in there as well. But if it's a lot of goal line stuff, you know, I don't really value it as high. But of course, the first game we play in the playoffs is against the damn Chiefs. But at the same time, who even is their quarterback? I kind of need to see this. I kind of need to see if they're going to cheese us right now. Their quarterback, oh, Larry Moulton. Of course they... And then Jordan Love's their backup. And then their backup to them is a super athletic quarterback. Why are they so good at getting quarterbacks? This is some bull crap. Either way, let's see it. They get a touchdown on the first drive. They stop us. They get another touchdown. I hate the Chiefs. I hate them so much. Drive for a field goal. We get a touchdown and a 2-pointer. Down by 7 again, though. It's the 21 all game, 21-28. We're down like all game long. We are literally in a deficit like every single moment. And if we don't get the stop, we lose. 4th and 6, we get the stop. You got to score the touchdown. You're running the ball a lot for a team with not a whole lot of time. And I can't call a timeout. I'm going to have to spam it. I mean, look at this stupid game. Clock is running. Can't call a timeout. You have to spam both buttons to try and limit the amount of yards you're losing. What a disaster. Timing. Can't get the throw off. I mean, I waited as long as I could. Maybe I should have stood tougher in the pocket. I don't know. Ollie Gordon, do you trust him with a screen pass? I mean, we got to get, you know, the first down to even have a chance into the end zone. And they're kind of on this, and I hate this game so much. I get there was traffic, but teams don't fail like that. When's the last time a screen just, like, sailed because of, like, really kind of pass interference? I don't know, but what a lackluster way to lose or end the 10-year rebuild of this Patriots team, I suppose. I knew as soon as we hiked it, it was screwed, but I don't think there was another option. Maybe we would have panicked it to the tight end. I don't know, but I think we were just screwed at that point. And I didn't want to run the ball because I figured with the screen pass, as long as we get the first down, I could just hightail it out of bounds, have about 9 to 10 seconds left, and then, you know, if something over the middle gets open, we throw that timeout, 15, 20-yard line, shot into the end zone, you know? But nope, can't even complete a simple screen. Fun day, fun times. The Patriots with all those Super Bowls, and yet I could only get them one in a 10-year span. I mean, we had one of the highest overalls we've had in any of these rebuilds, and we held it for quite a continuous time, but it just wasn't enough. I don't know if it's just another 3-4 situations costing us the big one, but it sure as hell feels like that. It sure as hell feels like that, although I see the Packers like back in another Super Bowl against the Chiefs, which they do lose. But I'm kind of curious. I know the morales and, you know, some players are regressed, retired, whatnot, are down. But I just want to see across the league. 94 overall for us. There is not a team in the league that is even sniffing this talent. The Cardinals at 90 are the second highest. The Cowboys at 90. The Niners at 90. We're by far the best team. Sure as hell did not show that in this one. But let's take a look at the final roster and call this a 10-year rebuild. Like we said with Travis Hunter, all we got to do is move him to cornerback. And, oh, he actually regressed a little. I think that isn't going to really change anything because he's going to just get that right back right here. Yeah, he did. Any speed drops? Oh! Wait, what? Where did he get 2 speed? I am so confused. It must have been somewhere. I mean, obviously it had to come somewhere down the line. 2 speed out of nowhere. He is unbelievable, though. I mean, just look at him. He is insane. McNeil, though, I will admit, we haven't really paid attention to too much. 30 years old. Short route sucks. Medium's pretty good. Deep is amazing. Catching's pretty damn good. Release is great. Super speedy. Like I said, we basically have 2 Travis Hunters. I mean, it's just... It is what it is. And then, of course, Gordon finally gets the X Factor, but he's now too old. Drake Maye, I mean, other than short accuracy, which is still like almost 90, he's really, really good. 97 throw power on top of it. Tight end Samuel's a 95 overall. He's still, you know, got a couple upgrades left in him probably. Deep route sucks, but that's all right. I don't care about deep route. 90 short, 87 medium for a tight end is crazy. Pretty damn athletic as well. Offensive line, I mean, they're all like kind of, guys we drafted. They're not really real life names, and they're pretty much all going to have power or pass blocking because that's most of the guys we draft is pass blocking types, and obviously they're going to just keep bumping up the highest archetype. Sean Heath, though, number 3 wide receiver, who's still on the team, by the way. We re-signed him. This is the best trio of wide receivers, like, really ever, especially with speed. Best speed trio for sure. And then we look at the defense. Beatty obviously had himself a really good year, and it kind of ballooned him up to an X Factor overall. Dev, anyways. 49, never changed that number, which is just disgusting. Very athletic, insane finesse move, and finally got that double-digit season we've been looking for. Burke, never higher than star, which is kind of insane. But he's still really good overall and still going strong enough. Middle linebacker, Carter, he's got to be getting up there. 29 years of age. Coverage is ridiculous. Man coverage not the best, though, in fairness, and block shed is pretty low. Let's take a look at how Mr. Farrell ended up faring. Another coverage guy, which, I mean, I don't hate. I would definitely like a little bit more balance, but if you're going to go one way or the other, I would definitely choose the coverage route. Antonio Irving, really good man, pretty damn good zone. He actually worked out pretty well as a hybrid. We almost did the whole cheating thing where we dropped the man coverage to make him a zone guy, so we get those zone upgrades only, but it worked out, I think. Zone coverage for Gonzalez isn't that great, but he's a great press man corner. Then you look at the other side of him, which is Ward, who is probably about to steal his overall, but he's 29 years old anyways. 97 man, another press man corner that's really good. This cornerback group is actually pretty damn solid. Hutchmacher, this guy, let me tell you, he's been like the rock for this interior of the line. 3 to power move is great, which even after that, it's only 85 power move, but 96 block shed. Really good strength at 99. Play rec's amazing. Awareness of tackling is amazing. He's a really good player. Little bit to get to the quarterback, and just a complete god tier run stopper. Strickland's been on the team for only a couple of years, but he's still developing really slowly. 78 block shed. I mean, being a superstar apparently means nothing to him. And then left end Boston, needs a contract coming up here, but really good power rusher. So we got a lot of, different styles on the D-line, and I mean, I think that's kind of it. I mean, I guess we'll take a look and see if any other awards were won, or not awards, but like records, I should say, were won. Career, no one's actually breaking any awards. Passing touchdowns, no one's breaking any awards. Career, Pacheco has the most rushing touchdowns. Catches, Jefferson's almost there. Yards, Lamb's almost there. Touchdowns, Ayuk is almost there. Defensive sacks, Myles Garrett crushed it. Picks, I don't think you would see that. What about season, though? Drake Maye did break the NFL passing yards record by 2. I didn't realize that. It was very close. Maye almost did it again, and then again, and then again. And then looking at the passing touchdowns, we do see Maye at number with 48 and then 46. So on the list again. Rushing yards, any players here? Would have Pacheco and Jacobs. Rushing touchdowns, Elliott and Charbonnet. Charbonnet and Barkley. Charbonnet's a shocker to me. Any of the other ones I can understand, but that is crazy. As far as Travis Hunter goes, he was 3rd for yards in a season at one point, which is pretty absurd. Touchdowns easily broken with 29. And then catches, you have Patton on the list. Sacks, Myles Garrett with 24. Myles Garrett with 23. And then interceptions, no one is shocked that was not achieved. I do want to see real quick career stats. 369 touchdowns, 63 interceptions, 73% completion percentage on 118 passer rating is ridiculous. Rushing, Gordon under 4 yards per carry, but he's good. He's good. Travis Hunter, unbelievable, 141 touchdowns with 12,000 yards. Samuel's one of the better tight ends of all time already. McNeil, a complimentary number 2. Over 5,000 yards after the catch is crazy. Longest was 93. And that's kind of it, right? There's not really much more to see. Hutchmacher, though, from the interior outplaying Burke is kind of absurd. I ain't gonna lie. He was really good in this thing. And that's really going to be it. Also kept, basically the same punter and kicker the entire rebuild. I think maybe at one moment there was a different punter or kicker. I can't remember, but that's going to be the 10-year rebuild of the New England Patriots. I'm not actually sure what day you're seeing this on because I know the college football 25 trailer for Dynasty Mode, I believe, comes out the day today, which I'm kind of expecting to do this rebuild. We'll see. We'll see. If you don't see it, you'll see it tomorrow. I guess it doesn't really matter because you've already seen it, but you know what I mean. It might delay some things for the future, I should say. So, Super Bowl for the Bisons, maybe on a Saturday, because I'm going to be honest with you, as much as I want to continue it, with College Football 25 coming out, with, let's be honest, lack of interest in Madden at this point, the rebuilds have been doing pretty well so far, still, but lack of interest in the series for franchise, I'm probably going to call it this season, whether we win the Super Bowl or not. I haven't played it yet. I think, win or lose, I think it's going to be that for the Bisons franchise. College Football 25 is going to literally take over, everything. So, I think that's going to be the plan. Probably still sprinkle in some 10-year rebuilds up until Madden 25 releases, but that's going to be the plan, I think. And, like I said, if you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate any support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays, and non-Madden content. And that is going to be it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video,